The stream is live.
Hello, everyone. What is going on? James here. And we have the return of MollyBoyTV to the podcast.
I'm back, bitches.
The last one was 1st of July 2022. And the day today is 8th of October 2023. So good to do another one, really, because obviously at the time when we did it, you know, your channel was, you were pumping out the streams every day, and it was saying 10 quid donated by this person, then another person, then another, and it just seemed like, you know, things were going really amazing for the channel. But then obviously, you know, you took the long break, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Took the long break. It was well needed though. The stream seemed to be like, it was just a lot of effort towards the end, and I don't know. I love money, but for me, it wasn't worth the money at all.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, hand cream, not lube or anything. At the end of the day, you know, for all the money in the world, if something's seriously affecting your mental health and you don't feel as up to it as you usually do, you know, if you force yourself to do something, you end up probably like as crazy as Michael Jackson. He forced himself to do all that dancing and then shaved his head, didn't he, and went mad. Or did his hair get set on fire or something?
He got set on fire. Pepsi thing. I don't know if it was a commercial or a show, and it just never grew back.
Bloody sad. So the thing is, if you force yourself to do something, you are just going to end up going mad. Like, I think I might have mentioned it on the last one we did, but like George Michael, he tried to be famous forever and ever and ever. And, you know, he ended up going ballistic. Like, he jumped out of his car at 70 miles an hour on the motorway and survived somehow. He crashed into a store and fell onto his bonnet. And then someone wrote Wham on the car, graffiti Wham on there. Did some other very strange, just madness, you know. But his mate, who was in the band, he just flew off into the sunset after like 10 years of fame, you know.
I watched the Wham documentary a couple of weeks ago, actually, on Netflix, and I started listening to Wham, but I haven't listened to him in a while.
What sort of stuff was in the doc?
It was a lot of early footage before they became famous, and then like with their tours and stuff, just behind the scenes footage.
Anything crazy in there, or was it quite tame? Like, were they actually showing how mad George Michael was, or was it just more?
I can't remember anything crazy in it. It was pretty much just how big they got in America and stuff, and all the women fancied them.
Yeah,
just shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good documentary.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with a lot of these documentaries and films that are based on people, they are going to be quite biased, especially if the people who are creating it are like either friends of the person or the person themselves, and they're like, you know, still alive and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Elvis ones, I feel like they can go a bit further with stuff, but like the Queen one, I really enjoy Bohemian Rhapsody, but apparently it was there was a lot of left out stuff. It sort of made Freddie look like some people say it made him look like too much of a cool person when he was a bit mad, apparently.
I like that film, actually. It's a good film. I think I watched that a couple of months ago as well for the first time.
Yeah.
But you know what? It sounds, I don't know what's happened to me, but since I've got older, I find things a bit more, I get a bit more emotional over things. So when I was watching the film, you know, the performance at the end when he knows he's got AIDS, but nobody else does. And I don't know, it just was a bit emotional.
Mm-hmm.
But still a good film. I enjoyed it.
I know, yeah, it was definitely. The thing is, the most important thing is that the film's good itself, not necessarily if it's showing off true things or not. Like in the Tyson Fury documentary on Netflix, it's not gonna. Yeah. They didn't talk about how Tyson slept with hundreds of women and cheated on Paris. They're not gonna bring that up. But
I didn't even know that happened.
Didn't you?
No.
I'll have to send you a link to it. Yeah. To be honest, I was pretty annoyed at Tyson for that because I thought, like, why are you doing that, man? But you know, if she forgives him, it's their business at the end of the day.
She seems like a proper woman as well, man.
They're very
proper wife material.
But you'd think she'd be fuming and say, "No, Tyson, no more, fuck you," and just leaving.
Mm-hmm.
But, I guess she stuck by him. That's probably what she wanted to do, because I know some people might say, "Oh, money, she's after the money." But bro, she would have got like 50% of his stuff anyway.
I was gonna say she got kids with him. She's set anyway, whether she leaves or not.
So I think she genuinely just wanted to be in. But yeah, I'll send you the. Actually, I can bloody get it up now. We might as well.
It's like tradition as well, though, ain't it? They don't necessarily believe in divorce and stuff. Like they think you have one partner and you spend the rest of your life with them.
Yeah. Whoops. Where are we? There we go. Yeah. Tries
He
to
slept with
reveal this
500 women.
and says he's a
Oh,
liar and a cheat, but he admits regrets the filth and having sex before marriage.
no way. When did you hear about this?
I can't remember how I found out about it, to be fair. But yeah, crazy. So it
That's
does make
cute.
me think he's not really much of a model champ, but the thing is everyone deserves a second chance. But then I think to myself, he was given 500 chances.
I was going to say, but it was a good documentary though.
Yeah, it was very good. The stuff with Molly and Tommy was cool as well. I love the bit where the kid's like, I love me dad, and then he shakes his head bald. I
The
want to
little
be
one.
just like him.
He's funny. He is.
I
I found Molly May a bit ditzy though, man.
Yeah, but I thought she was pretty chill for a reality TV person. Like, she didn't seem like that much of a pleb compared to other reality telly people.
Yeah, I suppose like the Kardashians or something.
Yeah, but I was just going to mention one thing, another thing about like real life films, like autobiopics and whatever, and films based off real people. I watched Rocket Man in 2019. That was dog shit. Well, I won't go that far, but like it was very, very weird. Like they'd have a serious scene, then it would be all singing and dancing and laughing. And then Elton said, I fucking cried at the end of the film. I was in tears. And I'm thinking, all he does is make Elton look like the best bloke ever, make his dad look like a prick, even though he was the one who taught him how to play piano, and just make Elton look like the best bloke ever, who's the victim and all this jazz. And I love his music, but he's an idiot of a person. He was cool when he was younger, but
I'd never watched it.
yeah, I wouldn't. It's a bit of a waste. I mean, Elton though, I watched this thing where he's on the piano and he said, I'm sorry, but I'm never doing any fucking festivals again, just because it was raining. I'm thinking, bloody hell, man, who do you think you are? You know? And he was
gets to a lot of people's heads, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he was calling some security guards cunts. He was like, "You fucking cunts, what are you doing?" From the stage, and I'm just thinking, God. And some other stuff annoying me. He was waffling on about Brexit. He's like, I'm not an imperialistic Englishman. And I'm thinking, bro, fuck you. Who do you think you are? I could care less what people vote for, man. Don't be calling people imperialists, bro. You know, it's bloody ridiculous from him. Pathetic behaviour.
It's everyone's entitled to their own opinions and who they want to vote for and stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly. He
Whether
shouldn't be
you agree with it or not.
Yeah, he shouldn't be generalising people. I usually don't talk about celebrities' political stuff, but that really rubbed me the wrong way because it's so arrogant at like a live show to waffle on about that shite, you know. But,
I heard Donald Trump's running for president again, isn't he?
Yeah, he's up in the polls and stuff.
I actually think he'll probably get it again.
I mean, if I had to, I don't know. It's like it's difficult because I just feel like that in America, the media, some of the media is balanced, some of it's like completely, you know, like there's the right, you know, the media who are on the right, the media on the left. There's a few who are in the middle, but it seems like the ones that get the push the most, like CNN, they're going to be against the Donald no matter what Biden does, and I feel like that can influence a lot of people still. And I don't think Biden's done some. There's still states that have it good in America. You know, it's not like other countries where everywhere's shit. Some states are still really good under Biden and stuff. You know.
I think I seen a clip on Biden mumbling, and I just feel like, how the hell have you voted for this man to be your president?
It is ridiculous.
He's just out of his fucking mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also, sometimes when I scroll through TikTok, I'll have like the odd Donald Trump video come up and I see all in the comments people saying, oh, we need this man back as president and stuff. But media does have a big influence on a lot of people.
Yeah, they just flip on the telly and it's like, the Donald did this, the Donald did that, and we're not going to talk about anything Biden did. We're not going to show his speech. We're just going to talk about a man who hasn't been in power for years and years. Let's talk about him instead. And you'll either not vote or you'll just vote for Biden and stuff instead. So I don't know. I guess I'm just going to wait and see how things go because usually I predict I've got most elections right, but I thought the Donald was going to win in 2020 and I was completely wrong. So, but most elections I've got right. So we'll just have to see.
What do you think about this one in the UK in 2025?
I mean, if I had to predict, I think Labour's got it in the bag, to be honest with you. I think they're definitely going to win by loads and loads, to be honest. Not as much as some of these polls are making out, but I think they'll definitely get like 370 seats or 375, you know.
Yeah. I seen some things that Rishi Sunak was saying. It just seems like now he's trying to say the things that people want to hear because he's scared of losing the election.
Yeah, but I guess the problem with him is obviously he hasn't said what people have wanted to hear. He's done things that have been like more liberal and left wing than like Gordon Brown and Blair, and basically the in more modern times the governments, like pretty much every Tory government since probably like 2010 has tried to be like more. I don't know, just more like with they probably thought we'll get the Conservative votes, but we're going to try and be more left wing to get the Liberal people on board as well. And it worked for a while, but it didn't. It's not going to work forever, especially with how pissed off a lot of people are getting.
Yeah.
With basically just certain things that are going on in the world, and yeah, people are just getting really, really pissed off. I can't say too much, and I don't want to affect your channel or anything.
I'm not bothered with. I've got so many videos coming out, controversial videos, where I'm just going to say how it is. I don't care. But I'll keep it brief on yours. But I just feel like it's annoying how a lot of people now are forgetting the things that Rishi has done, all just because he said one thing that somebody agrees with. They all forget about everything else that he's done and said. But he's a great man now that he said something that they agree with.
Yeah. He's kept in, just very left-wing policies and woke policies, but yet he says one thing and then people are like jumping on the bandwagon again, and it's each their own. People can vote for what they want to vote for, but you shouldn't just let one thing that someone says dictate how you're going to feel, towards someone.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Keir Starmer's probably even worse because he says he bloody pussyfoots on everything. If he's asked about an issue, he's just like, well, I'll do it better than what the opposition are doing, thank you. And it's like, well, how are you going to do what you say you're going to do,
Yeah, exactly. But that's UK politics for you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel like years ago, both parties were like on the right with most of their policies apart from like government control and money, and while nowadays, both the main parties are pretty much left-wing on most things apart from like money and like the monarchy they differ on.
Mm-hmm.
Both parties are against drugs. That's pretty much the only thing that they're both probably like right leaning on.
Did you hear about the smoking ban that they're trying to enforce?
Yeah, that's very interesting, to be honest, because there's some people who are like, how dare you try and stop people from buying cigarettes? And there's other people who are like, well, people should have the right to decide what they want to do with their body. And there's other people who are like, smoking's bad. Why is it allowed? So it's those three camps, really.
I just feel like there's probably a bigger problem at the minute with drugs and stuff that they're not focusing on. Instead, they'd rather get a ban on cigarettes, which is ridiculous as well, considering how much profit they make a year on cigarettes.
Yeah, it's going to probably affect companies and people's jobs. And the thing is, they're put on the boxes like it's going to, this will kill you, basically.
I say people know what it's going to do. People still choose to do it.
Exactly. And there's just going to become an illegal market for them anyway. It will just be dealt illegally. So it's pretty pointless, really. I think you should be allowed to do what you want to do, because the thing is, just because I eat healthy and I make the right health decisions and don't smoke and don't drink stupid amounts, why should that mean that someone else can't smoke anymore and someone else can't go and eat the Mackies and order food and all that jazz?
Mm-hmm. I mean, if anything as well, it's helping with overpopulation. So why are you going to get rid of it if it's doing the thing that you want to happen anyway? If it's killing people off, that's what the government want. We're overpopulated at the minute. So if it's doing that anyway, what's the point in getting rid of it? I don't know. Strange.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a very, very... it's just weirdness. I think it's all just about popularity and just getting the votes. If he might be thinking to himself, well, if people can see that I care about their health, I might get a few more seats.
I don't even think that law will even end up be passed. I think it will just...
I hope it gets voted down, yeah.
Yeah, it won't make it. It's ridiculous. Most stupid law I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Just let people be.
The thing is, and you mentioned with the drugs, why don't they just like get on top of like cocaine more and stuff and just say, if you're caught with cocaine, 20 years, like they do in the States?
Literally. I mean, you can go to the pub and there's literally people doing cocaine in the toilets.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that on a night out, there's going to be people doing coke in the toilets. So why don't they just start, unless it sounds stupid, but policing the toilets? Like, you know where it is, but you're not as bothered about that as you are the smoking age.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? And I know they're going to raise it by a year. So I think they said if you're born in 2009, you're never going to be able to smoke.
So like a 24-year-old in 10 years can't buy cigarettes, but a 25-year-old can.
It's nonsense. It's just.
I was saying to my mum the other day, like, what am I meant to do if I was smoking in my 60s? Have I got to carry ID with me in my 60s because I could look 50 something instead? Stupid.
Yeah. It just seems like very immature and just very controlling and just saft, really. I mean, as I say, cocaine does far more damage to people's brains, man, and heroin. And look at what there was stuff on the news. What monkey dust does makes you as strong as like 5 men. You know,
I think there's much bigger problems going on than having a cigarette.
Oh yeah, far bigger. There's so much crime, man. Knifings, shootings, robbings, muggings, the police not wanting to help people who are in serious trouble. But yet, if you say a few mean little things, you know, if you say you're too fat or this person's too fat, we're knocking on your door.
Yeah, literally. It's like that. He made comments as well about we shouldn't have to be forced to believe that a woman is a man or vice versa. I mean, it's common sense, really. We shouldn't have to believe anything we don't want to believe. But
yeah,
that's just another one of the things that he's trying to put across because he knows that the older generation, majority of them, think that it's stupid. So he's trying to get more votes in by saying things.
Yeah, I mean, I think subjectively you can bloody call yourself a tree if you want to, but biologically you have to be honest and objective, and you can't be like, you know, saying there's 50 genders or if I went around saying I'm a woman and started competing against women and in rugby and shoulder barging them and all this stuff, it's just horrible.
It's like if you came out to me now on the podcast and said that you are a woman, I'd say I'm very happy for you, but to me, I don't have to believe you are.
Yeah,
I know what you are.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm a fucking beast of a man.
A fucking tank.
Exactly.
Get to know. You better know this.
The biggest guns in the West Midlands.
Don't make me get mine out, bro.
Oh yeah, I've got nothing on you, unfortunately. You know, Hulk Hogan, when we went to college, we actually drawed in an arm wrestle, man, which I was really disappointed. When I was 16 and he was 18, I said at KFC, let's have an arm wrestle, and we were both like this. We both just unanimously agreed draw. But to be fair, when you got a lot of weight behind you,
I was going to say something as well, but I don't think it would be the right word to say on stream. But there's a phrase that people say.
I put it in the private chat. Okay, I think I know what you're going to say. Is it well, no sense, no feeling, basically, in a nice way?
Nah.
It
begins with an M. Hold on. Sending it now. Did you get it?
That's basically no sense. No.
Oh, okay.
That's a very mean way of saying no sense, no feeling.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I was just being a bit slow myself. But yeah, that's probably why you drew.
No, but that doesn't exist for everyone, because my mate George, he ain't really that strong, man. Like, he's really physically weak. He's a broad bloke, but George might be watching this. Don't take offense, George, but like, for your broadness, you're not really that strong, man.
So it's for him, no sense, no feeling.
For Hulk Hogan specifically, not the Hulk Hogan, someone we know who we refer to as Hulk Hogan. I mean, the Hulk Hogan, the real Hulk Hogan, he's bloody was on the juice and bloody drugs and what are you gonna do, brother? You know, and all that.
He's just massive.
Mental case.
I feel like Hulk Hogan as well has always looked the same age throughout his life.
Yeah, he's always looked about 50.
Yeah, he's always looked old or older.
Mm-hmm. He's a cool bloke, though. He might seem like a bit of a cokehead, but he seems like a solid bloke.
Yeah, he's got a shop as well in it's in LA somewhere. It's like along the beach, I think, where he sells all like wrestling memorabilia.
Ah, okay, what a lad.
I think a lot of the times he's there as well because my neighbours. I don't know if I ever showed you. I don't know, but my neighbours had a picture with him in his shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bro, some of the WWE people are just behemoths, though, man. Like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" giants.
I tried rewatching it, but I couldn't get into it, man.
I think some of the promos and backstage things are quite funny, but when you have to sit there and watching some of the best spots are good, but I feel like if you have to sit there and watch a whole match where they're just going,
Yeah. And it was
all
like
that jazz.
I couldn't get into today's wrestling, but I was watching all the old clips with like Jeff Hardy and all that stuff. It was just that's the only stuff I was really watching.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess with wrestling, man, you have to have so much dedication as a fan. Like 3 hours Raw, 2 hours SmackDown. What grown man who's working has time for that? Really, you know.
But you'd be surprised. Have you ever been to one of the live shows?
When I was a kid, yeah.
It's mad when you do you remember it much or nah?
Yeah, no, I know there was a lot of grown men there, but
Yeah.
like they were probably like uni students or didn't have a job or working part time.
Yeah, probably.
Or college students.
I loved them fucking live shows, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think I went to 2 or 3. But yeah,
I went. There was one in 2012 where I can't. Paul Heyman was there and CM Punk was there. Cena was there. It was the only one I went to see that was actually on telly in 2012.
Yeah, I went to that one as well in November 2012.
Oh,
and they had the Union Jack flag by the entrance while the Titantron, and then Mr. McMahon come out.
Yeah,
that was wicked. That was that in Birmingham?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was pretty damn cool. But the problem with the live shows are that are like not the ones that weren't on telly. Like they had these stupid title matches, and like the titles never change at live shows because it's not on the telly.
Yeah,
it happened one time. I think it was when the Hart Dynasty were together and they won or lost the tag team titles at a live show. But they're not going to waste a swapping of titles like at a live show 99.9% of the time. So it's pointless.
I used to think that as well because there would be, I can't remember the wrestlers who it was, but somebody, like you said, would have lost the title the week before, but then they come to the live show, they've still got their title and end up losing there as well. He's like, we saw it on telly and now you're doing it again at the live show.
Strange, isn't it? I used to love Money in the Bank though. That was sick because it was like whoever won, you knew. Apart from like when the WWE just trying to shaft someone because they did it to Damien Sandow, he didn't win the title. But most of the time, when you've won the Money in the Bank, you're basically lined up to be the champion at some point, which is pretty cool.
I used to love the ladder matches where it used to be the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, and then
Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Some of the clips.
Have you ever seen? There was one when John Morrison like did a backflip with a ladder. I thought that was
Joey Mercury. Have you seen that one?
No, I've seen. Is that when his face blows up?
Yeah, gets smacked off the ladder.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, I had that on DVD when I was a kid, and then a couple of months ago I watched the show after that had happened, and he had all fucking stitches down his face. I was like, man, that looks proper.
Absolutely horrible. John Morrison was a talent, though. He should have been bloody champion. He was
his finisher was sick as well.
Yeah, the Starship Pain. They make it look easy, but it's bloody difficult to pull off.
You've got to be quite athletic to do it.
Yeah. I remember this fat WWE fan I used to be on Xbox. He kept trying to say, I can perform a swanton bomb. And I'm like, bro, you're 17 stone and a fat bloke. You can't, like, he wasn't built like someone who could do a swanton bomb. I saw pictures of him and he was just like massive belly, massive face.
He probably just did a standard front flip and barely made it.
He probably nearly broke his neck, yeah.
Literally. Yeah. I used to do the swanton bomb on the trampoline as a kid. Because we had, as a kid, there was a trampoline and we had like 2 sheds. So we used to jump off the shed. And I think about 6 months ago, I was renovating the shed. So I had to stand on top of it. And I was like, how the fuck did I jump off this? Like without a care in the world. Because it was quite high up, man.
Scary.
I don't know how I just seem to have no fear as a child. I mean, even now, like I'll still sometimes, if I do the climbing and stuff, heights don't bother me at all. But for some reason, when I was on top of the shed and I knew I couldn't hold on to anything, you kind of get jelly legs, man.
Well, I was going to actually bring up the climbing. I was going to say I'd be absolutely fucking terrified doing that shit, man. Not like I understand, like you can. I've got athleticism, I can do it, but like it's the police spotting you or someone spotting you or some dodgy deal on the roof or potentially falling off and dying. You know, it's just.
Well, me and my 2 cousins climbed West Brom again about a month ago, and do you know what? If you see this, bruv, I ain't bothered. I think that they were both scared. to do it because when we was up there, we wasn't up there very long. There was people about. We didn't get seen though until we actually come off, but it was only seen by like some random person walking through. But yeah, it wasn't the best climbing experience I've had the second time doing it because they were quite nervous being up there. But there's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah, I mean they've got you got balls doing that sort of thing, but there's obviously these extreme climbers that like climb up buildings and shit like that. I think there was this one in this Australian geezer or something, and he was in Japan or Hong Kong or Singapore, and he like fell off the building and died.
I think I heard about that.
Crazy.
It happens a lot with all these parkourists.
Yeah. Thing is, you can be as good as you want, but accidents can happen. One mistake, and no one's perfect, man. You're dead.
Literally, man. There's a group that I watch on YouTube called Stora, and they do parkour videos every week. They're quite sick, and even then, they kind of know their limits, but they've been doing it for years. And I mean, there's been some like a few bad broken bones on there and stuff, but they somehow bounce back.
It's just mad with these stunt people. Like I swear, I watched some on YouTube, like live stunts gone wrong, and I swear this bloke was like tied up, chucked in a coffin, and they threw it in the sea.
What?
And then I don't mean to laugh out because unfortunately he did die, but it's like, why are you doing that to yourself? It's just like
the thing is as well. What was it for? Like, was it like a stunt person for a film or something, or was he just trying to?
No, it wasn't for a film. I think there was a big audience there. He got dropped in the sea, and then
he was just trying to get out of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. I think it might come if I put escape artist gone wrong. The thing is, when you see these escape artists on like, oh shit! I just looked up one. Oh bloody hell! Oh man, this is a shame.
There's got to be a line though that you just don't cross. Like no matter how good you think you are, you just don't cross it. It's like with me and the backflips. I can backflip on the ground, but I don't backflip off of things because I know shit can happen, and I know I'll end up cracking my head. It
says this escapologist who appeared on Britain's Got Talent left paralysed by a stunt that went wrong during a rehearsal on America's Got Talent. It has been revealed. Jonathan Goodwin from Pembrokeshire was crushed between two suspended
cars. Jesus.
After they were caught on fire. I mean, you think with Britain's Got Talent, that's like, there's the safety precautions there. Like I was about to mention, you can like press a button or like get them to rescue you or whatever. But with that, I guess it's just bad luck that they caught fire. It's mad that he survived getting crushed by two cars. Like that's just, I know he's left with life-changing injuries, but
barely.
True. It's mad. It's mad what people can survive. It's like what I mentioned earlier, like with George Michael jumping out the car at 70 miles an hour. It's like, how did he... And he survived getting chucked out of his car, crashing into a shop. It's like, how do you survive?
It's like, bro was trying to end it, and it just kept failing.
Yeah. Kurt Angle, he's broke his neck 5 times.
Yeah.
5 times. And he can still... Oh, he's got physical problems, but he can still walk and do stuff he wants to do and live a normal life.
It's like Edge as well, broke his neck, and then that was the whole reason why he left, because the doctor said he can't wrestle anymore. But
then he came back.
Yeah, I didn't understand it.
Bro, and he's got a good life, man. Like living in Montreal, Canada, with your feet up, and a pretty damn safe city compared to other places. Like
probably making royalties for the rest of his life as well.
He's got the good life, man. I don't get why he'd come back to it. And he did everything he wanted to do. Like he had some of the
world champion. He'd been WWE champion,
tag team,
literally.
He did so much shit he wanted to do, and then he's come back still, which at least he hasn't been hurt and stuff. But yeah, it's a bit risky. I saw him in AEW. I saw a clip of him, and he was hugging Christian, and Christian said, "Go fuck yourself." And I just thought, legendary.
AEW, is it associated with WWE or not? Because
no, it's its own separate. A lot of them have gone over there to try and help it, or they're pissed off at WWE. Because you got to remember, WWE, they're doing like 4 or 5 live shows a week and then 1 televised show. They're on the go 24/7, getting thrown around, and they got to fit in practice. They got to fit in looking after themselves in hotels and whatever, and eating. They're on the go all the time. Well, AEW is an easier schedule.
Yeah, they brought out the AEW game as well, didn't they?
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy's on it, I think. I'm just so gutted I never got to see Jeff Hardy live.
Is he still wrestling now though? At least.
I think he's on AEW. I seen a clip of him struggling to do something, and now everyone in the comments was like, "Oh, it's fine. You need to retire now. You've done what you needed to do."
I think he should do, yeah, if he's
I
done.
think with a lot of people though, it's denial, and they don't want to admit that it's over.
True, but yeah, it's nice that this is a pretty legit game. So yeah, fair dues.
Because I brought the WWE 2K23, I think it was the newest one, and I played the career, and then stopped playing.
Was it shit then?
It's a good game. It's just the wrestlers on there are shit. I don't really know anybody anymore because they're all new. And it's not the same as when you're as a kid. You can play for hours. You just get bored.
True, and I mean, the most recent times I played it, which is pretty much like properly playing it a lot, 2017 to 2019, I was just playing the online mostly. When you got people to play with, it can be a bit of fun, but on your own, it's just they got rid of that road to WrestleMania, which I don't get why they did that. That was
I know.
feature.
The career that they've got now on this new one, you have two options. You have one as a wrestler and one as a diva, and they're just so, I don't know, cliche. But it's quite good actually with the career. You start off. Are you going to play it or not?
Nah, but you might as well.
So you start off as, I think it's NXT or something, or like just a newcomer, and you end up getting sacked from the WWE, and you have to perform at like small pub shows and stuff, and you actually fighting in like little pubs and shit. It's good, man. That's cool. The only thing I actually liked about it is they brought in all these different arenas, and it wasn't just WWE. It was literally like backyard wrestling.
Yeah, because that's where a lot of shit does go down. That's where everyone starts, pretty much, if they've been a wrestler, like in a pub or a social club or backyard wrestling, and they continue from there.
But that was the only good thing about it.
I bloody hate being a wrestler, though, man. With the schedule, now you get... I mean, imagine in 2001 having to take a Rikishi stink face. I mean, that's the most depressing shit ever.
As a kid, I always wanted to be a wrestler, but...
I thought you were going to say as a kid you wanted to
sniff his ass. No, I always wanted to be a wrestler, but I'm kind of glad that went. Because it probably would have been so fucking tiring. And the fact that I can't put weight on for shit.
It would have been bloody difficult, man.
Would have been very hard. I tried to. I went through... I started getting like this calorie counter thing, the app, and I was eating like 4,000, nearly 5,000 calories a day, and I just couldn't put weight on.
Got in.
So I just gave up in the end.
Fair enough. I mean, the thing is, everyone can get a bit toned and a bit muscly, but putting weight on, you just need a bit of that natural, that natural just fatness that goes on you. But with the Rikishi stink face, I watched an interview with Rikishi, and he was like, "Yep, some people took it facing in my arse, some people were trying to turn away," and I'm thinking, why did you? Like, and he was like, the women didn't mind taking it, but the blokes were quite annoyed. And I'm thinking, what do you expect though, bro? It's just.
Did they get to choose their own finishers or not?
I think as long as it's not taken, you can.
So he probably chose that.
I think it was his signature, though.
Oh, was it his signature?
To wipe his fat ass.
To wipe his fat ass across someone's noggin, and he was happy with it.
I mean, when Tori Wilson did her stink face to the ladies, they didn't seem to take it too badly, to be fair. But I mean, I can't blame them. But yeah, I think there was this really funny clip where Tori Wilson was about to stink face Matt Hardy, and he had his eyes closed. Then Rikishi did it instead, which was pretty funny.
No way. I think. Could you just imagine the smell?
It'd be pretty grim, yeah. Pretty bloody horrible. But yeah, I don't get why anyone would agree. There's other weird things people agree to in WWE, like Triple H putting a Kane mask on and having sex with a dead mannequin. It's
when was that?
In 2003.
I don't remember that.
I tried to say Kane killed some woman in high school crashing, and then Triple H put a Kane mask on and started shagging pretending to shag the mannequin.
I remember when Edge and Lita shagged in the middle of the ring on the bed.
Oh yeah.
WWE was just different back then.
I'm trying to think what other weird shit. I think Brock Lesnar grabbed Kurt Angle and just kissed him for no reason in a tag team match. That was really strange.
I don't even remember that either.
You just seem Brock Lesnar's such a masculine guy, and he's got certain opinions, and it's just a bit shocking that he just grabbed Kurt Angle, and each to their own. He can do what he wants with, like, yeah, whatever he wants to do, I guess. What other weird stuff have they done? Oh yeah, in the storyline, Vince McMahon had a match with God, which was really strange.
How the fuck does that work out?
He was basically just a shining light on the floor, and it was basically God, and then he started fighting God in the ring. I don't know who won. I think he made everyone kiss his ass and stuff. That was strange. He was like, I can do tricks with it. And it's like, why are you doing this to people? That's not a funny story. That's just shite. And there's one where The Rock says, Vince, I'll get you to kiss this woman's ass. And then it's Trish Stratus coming out, but then he's like, not her ass, Rikishi's. And then he got his face shoved in Rikishi's ass. And I'm thinking, you're the boss. Why are you doing this to yourself?
Look, you've let that happen.
It just seems... There's another one where he's on a lie detector test, and then they say, one of them, Hulk Hogan says, did you pleasure yourself to pictures of Troy Wilson? He said, no. And then it goes, it keeps progressively getting worse and worse. And I'm thinking, why are you mugging you? I guess it's kind of funny, that sort of thing, but the other stuff's weird. I think he had one where he shoved Shane McMahon's face into the Big Show's arse when Big Show's hanging on the ring. Yeah, a lot of strange stuff.
You've got to give him credit, though, for the fact that he's grew that business to the size that it is today and how much money I've made from it.
If he wasn't this insane, it probably wouldn't have worked.
I think I've seen he brought it for $1 million and now it's worth some billion.
Yeah. He doesn't have as much control anymore because Endeavor own the WWE and they also own the UFC. So
I don't follow it that much anymore, man. So I hardly know anything about it now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame you. Again, I don't. Obviously, I watch the UFC, so I know who's in charge of them and stuff. But yeah, it just said WWE UFC bought.
You know what? When I was telling you about the Canelo fight, I didn't even realize who won. I forgot about it. I haven't even searched it up. Have you seen or no?
Canelo won.
Did he? Yes. Yeah. Good. I'm so glad. I didn't get to watch it, man. I couldn't find it anywhere. Apparently, it was on the Showtime app, but then I'm searching the App Store and there's no app.
Probably just some American jazz then.
Yeah, probably.
But
are you going to watch the fight coming up? The KSI and Tommy one?
Oh, I want KSI to win, but I think Tommy will win.
I want KSI to win as well, but I don't know. I'm hoping. I mean, the thing is, did you see the Jake Paul and Tommy fight?
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly as if Tommy was battering him. Like, it went all the rounds. Yeah, like, I could understand if he full on knocks Jake Paul out, then I'd be like, okay, KSI, you've probably got no chance. But I'm kind of rooting for him because if he went all the rounds with Jake Paul, it might happen with KSI.
Yeah, I mean, I hope KSI wins. But I think Tommy's a cool bloke. You know, he's a successful bloke. He's our age. He's doing really well with Molly, the gorgeous Molly. Got a kid. He's in the Fury family, legends of the game.
Right. Do you fancy Molly then?
Yeah, she's pretty good looking, yeah. Well, she's very good looking, yeah.
I don't find her that attractive, to be fair. I think it was just from the documentary. I just felt like she was a bit slow, or she put it on that she was a bit slow.
I think she made some okay points occasionally.
I ain't gonna lie though, Billie Eilish.
Yeah, amazing. But I found this weird video on the Instagram once. I think she farted on her brother, which is a bit strange.
What Billie Eilish did?
Yeah, because I clicked on the Instagram and it was just a brother saying, we're going to Amsterdam, me and Billy. And she was like, with who? And then she just farted on him.
Apparently, he's... Did you put that big ass woo? Yeah.
Yeah. That's...
I just seen it. I literally only just did it.
Well, both Billie Eilish is pretty thick and Molly May. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that apparently Billie Eilish's brother goes out with a girl that looks like Billie Eilish.
Oh, dear.
And it's a bit weird, but each to their own.
Very, very suspect. But I remember seeing this one picture ages ago where that girl who he's with was putting her hands on Billie Eilish's arse and pretending to kiss her arse.
Oh, I wish that was me.
Yeah, yeah. Same, but it's a bit odd to do that, to your sister-in-law. Very strange. But I get Billie Eilish is farting on her brother, so I suppose
she can
they
fart
do.
on me if she wants.
Yeah, same. But at the end of the day, they do stuff. They do stuff in their family. Oh, Aaron's here. What's going on? What's going on, Aaron? I didn't met my dad's. Oh, that's George. George, why have you got your name as bloody George? I thought Aaron showed George. No, I'm pretty sure this is George. We watched South Park episode. Superheroes. You met your dad's, yeah.
Dylan's pulled out. You changed shit.
Yeah, he did. No, he did a deck. He did, man. They're from Alabama. It's me. Not. Yeah, I know. Well, I realise that now, George. Yeah.
Dylan, the dude that's supposed to fight Logan Paul.
The one who put all the pictures of his missus up and
he's pulled out.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it online.
Why did I not know about this? Bro, I don't go on Twitter enough, man.
But it's best of stuff. That's bloody horrible. But
after all the shit he was causing between Logan Paul and his bird, and now he's pulled out.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it says MMA community. Here we go. MMA community. Oh, go away, advert. MMA community slam Dylan Dennis for seemingly pull out of the Logan Paul fight.
What the fuck? When did he do that?
I'm just trying to find the timestamp. Let's see. Oh, hold on. It says, what the hell is this? Dylan Dennis says he was just joking. Oh, I don't know then. This is weird. I'll get this video up. It's really bizarre. He pulled out because Logan's wife's suing him. Okay. George, can you change your name from AMP? Because it's pretty suspect trying to impersonate me or Aaron.
Denies
well, Aaron in this case.
Threatens to pull out after months.
Look. And it says, sheesh, you will take everything too serious. And it didn't fool you. He knows that pulling out again would guarantee no fighter, organisational logic, Ram would ever work with him. Yeah, I mean, okay, so it looks like
he was just trying to.
Thing is, Logan's gonna. As much as I don't like either of them, but I'm really not a fan of Logan, and I think Logan's gonna whoop him. Unfortunately.
How come you don't like Logan,
bro? Well, the thing is, I didn't like him at first, but then I became a decent fan of him, and then with all the scamming and stuff and how he treated George Janko and like basically he said to George Janko, "You're Christian and you're part of a religion that is homophobic and stuff." And I wish I was sitting in Logan Paul. I wish I was sitting there in front of Logan because I would have grilled him. I would have said, "Mate, I'm a Christian, and at the end of the day, I could care less what people do in their free time." So and I'd say to him, you should not generalize religions. It's down to the discretion of the person and what they personally believe. It's got nothing to do with the whole religion. It's down to each individual person. There can be atheists who are homophobic or pro-gay people. You know what I'm saying? Literally. So he's just Logan Paul's just in that aspect. He's a small-minded simpleton. As well, all of his scamming with his game, disgusting. He hasn't refunded the people he scammed.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And he basically fired George from the podcast for not being a yes man. So, complete scumbag. And
which one's
to be honest,
again?
George Janko. Little dude, frizzy hair, big beard.
Yeah.
I've been on this account before with us in the chat. Okay. Yeah, well, I'd appreciate if you could change the name, George. But yeah, what else was I going to say about the shit Logan Paul's done?
The Forest situation.
Yeah, that I sort of forgot that because it was so long ago. But also, also the reason I want Dylan to win as much as I don't like either of them. Alex Pereira's training Dylan, and Izzy's training Logan a bit. And I do not like Israel Adesanya at all, the MMA fighter. But he's basically touched up his dog. He did a video where he was spooning his dog and went like this to his dog's tackle. And then there's another video where he feeds his dog from the mouth, where he like chews food, then spits it in his dog's mouth. There's another video where his dog's in a bit of a sexual position and he goes, "Ugh!" And he says stupid stuff on the regular anyway. He's just a complete buffoon. Some bloke, I think you love this geezer, you rate him for life. Sean Strickland, he said to him ages ago, this tall bloke with a shaved head, he's like, yeah, because basically he's like, Israel's the China man, he's such an idiot. Because Israel Adesanya, he says, oh, I'm from Africa, even though he moved to New Zealand when he was 4. And he's like, I'm African, and goes on about it a lot. And had a go at this South African bloke for saying, I'm going to be the first African champ that trains out of Africa when he lives and trains in New Zealand. And basically, but there was a video found out of him, and he says, look into my heart. What do you see? I am Chinese. I am a Chinese man. So, pretty weird. Another bloody beetle in my fucking room. I hate this, man. I bloody hate these bugs constantly bloody harassing me, honestly.
If you know any thingies, like, it's kind of off subject, but the same as well. With the reaction videos that I'm doing, I don't want to necessarily react to music all the time. That's why I did the Ben Shapiro one. If you know,
yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I like that video.
Because you said Pearly as well, didn't you?
Just Pearly things. Yeah, she's a complete mentalist. She's very strange, very
and
strange.
Then I saw Candace Owens as well.
I haven't watched her stuff for a long time. I saw on the JRE she was just chatting absolute waffle at times and stuff. So I don't really watch her much anymore. She just seems a bit.
It's just controversial topics.
Yeah,
I want to get into. And there was Katie Hopkins as well.
Yeah, she's a bloody crazy. Yeah.
I heard a plot. There was a podcast I was watching yesterday about, it was Candace Owens and Katie Hopkins, and she was saying that there was a plot for jihadis to cut her head off. So she had to have like Secret Service and she'd go around the house and put all panic alarms around the house and stuff. But apparently they got caught and they're in prison now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, my opinion on people saying nasty stuff, if Katie Hopkins was saying nasty stuff about me, I would just say, you are the biggest fucking idiot going and you need to fuck off. And I might do a video exposing how stupid she is if she was attacking me. But I wouldn't be saying I'm going to come to your house and cut your head off. I'd never do that. It's words. I'm not going to let that upset me so much that I want to kill someone. That's ridiculousness, man.
I think it's because she was obviously touching on their religion and stuff. But even like
Logan Paul says nasty stuff about Christianity. I'm not going to kill him. You know, I don't care. I'm confident enough in myself to not be offended by what Logan Paul says. You know.
Would you say? So obviously you say you're a Christian. Do you like? Because there's the difference between some people say, "Oh yeah, I'm a Christian," but they don't actually follow anything. They're not into it. Would you say that you are? Because I don't know why, but the past couple of like weeks, I've really felt like I want to get into it. I know it might sound soft, but I do.
Because years ago, no offense to you, but years ago, obviously, you said ghosts are real. Then I'm like, well, I don't think ghosts can come down and go woo. And then you said like that you're quite an atheist, but then you said you're a bit spiritual and stuff, from what I remember. But do what you want, man. It would be cool if you became religious, or if you just want to stick with being spiritual, do what you want.
It's weird though, because the thing about like spirits and stuff now, I'm kind of skeptical, even though like in the past I've had experiences where it's like, okay, that's weird, I can't really explain that. I'm still skeptical. I don't know why, but yeah, I just feel like, do you know what it is as well? I feel like something's missing in the. I'm trying not to say the wrong things because people, get offended really quickly, but I feel like the Christianity is kind of missing in the country a bit. It's not really a thing anymore as what it used to be. And I don't know, I feel like I want to.
Well, the issue is a lot of most English people I know don't really believe, and like I've been called someone who used to be mates with ages ago. He was just like, "You're retarded for believing in religion. If God existed, he'd give the little man the lottery," which basically means he said he wants to win the lottery. That's what he basically meant. But then I watched one of his streams years later, and he said, "I'm becoming a bit religious now," because he basically gets to sit at home and not have to do much. But
it's weird that you've got your cross on, because I've fucking got mine on as well.
Yeah.
It's coincidence, but that's the only cross I've got. Some big diamond cross, so it's the only one I can wear at the minute.
But yeah, I'll get to your stuff in a second, George. To get to the original question, I mean, I've said on the podcast a couple of times before, I do want to move to New Zealand in 2025. I'll start going to church then, but I don't see the point in like going to church now. And to be honest, when it comes to like following the Bible by a T, the thing is, the way I look at it, I'm not trying to be like, do as I say, don't do as I do, but like, I sort of look at the Bible as like guidelines, and this is what people put and wrote down and what they interpret as like God's word, but it was wrote by humans who are capable of flaw. So I feel like, you know, as long as you're a good person and you acknowledge that some of the daily things you do are sins, it doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean you're not going to get to heaven or anything. I think as long as you can acknowledge and apologize for your sins and realize you do make some mistakes, but you're trying your best to be a good person, I feel like you're all right. And that, so yeah, I'd say I don't want to give a sit on the fence. I'd say I'll take it. I'd say I'm edging towards like taking it more seriously than not seriously, but I used to take it not seriously at all. Now I'm edging just a smidge towards like taking it seriously.
Yeah. Do you pray or not?
Yeah, every day. Yeah, I've done it for. I didn't used to do it, but every day since like probably late 2021, I've been praying.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's something that I would want to do as well, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just see how I feel. It's only been a thought for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, you just got to do what you want to do. I mean, the thing is, I'd advise believing and stuff because at the end of the day, the best thing I think atheists get into heaven and stuff. I think it's just down to if you're a good person or not. And as long as you don't say nasty things about God and Jesus, I think you will get into heaven and stuff. But the thing is, I think the best that happens is that you're in a good place for eternity. The worst that happens is nothing. It's basically like, it's like saying to someone, do you remember what life was like before you were born? No, because you didn't exist. It's no pain, no suffering. It's just nothingness. So at the end of the day, you've got everything to gain and pretty much nothing to lose. You're never going to know if religion's true or not, because if you die and there's nothing, you're not going to be conscious. Your brain won't be there to know. But if it does exist, then you were right, and it's all good in the neighborhood.
I sometimes think of it about like what you just said, like you can't remember what was beforehand before we was born. But imagine if there was something before we were born, but once you are born, you don't remember it anymore.
Yeah, because maybe, I mean, it could be too trauma. Maybe, yeah. Oh, George, why have you called yourself ALP's Bussy? We're having a serious conversation. I just see ALP's Bussy popping up.
There's a lot of things that scientists themselves can't even explain that's going on. Yeah. So the thought that there is something after we die isn't exactly a crazy, conspiracy, because you don't know. It could be true.
The thing is, if it was proven to be true, so many people would just be killing themselves.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
But like,
if you know it's going to be better, once you're gone, there's no point sticking around.
Imagine if you're having like a horrid, awful life and an awful time, and you're like, I can get my physical health in heaven, I can get everything I want. But obviously, the Bible says, and I think if you're mentally ill or have PTSD, I think there's allowances. I think God would look over things, or whoever's in, or the people below him. I know it might sound like I'm being daft saying this stuff, but like, whoever's in charge of whoever gets into heaven or not, I feel like they'd look at it and see, all right, this person was clearly mentally ill. They went through having to see people getting their heads blown off. A lot of these people with PTSD do kill themselves, so we should give them some sympathy. But if you're just like,
I'm sick of it, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, I want a shortcut to heaven, and you just shoot yourself in the face, then you're not going to get given the gift.
Because that could be the whole reason why we're here in the first place.
To earn the right, to earn it. But the thing is, I do believe in purgatory, though. I think if someone gives up and kills themselves, I think they just go to purgatory. I don't think they're burned for eternity, because that's quite cruel. Like, some people, just because you give up, you could have been a good person your whole life, You
could have just been handed a bad. What's the phrase? Well, to put it in simple context, you could have just been handed a bad life, and you could be the nicest person going, but getting a worse life and then give up, and you don't.
Well, I think people with the worst life, I feel like they're given a pass, but like people who just sort of go and just give up, I feel like they just be in purgatory. But obviously, it's up to the big man in the sky. It's not. I could be completely right or wrong or what have you. I was just going to say, I just want to get through George's comments quickly. It was mental. I might get some of it up in a bit. The thumbnail's crazy. What are you going on about, George? I mean,
Katie Hopkins for Prime Minister.
She's mental. That's the problem. I mean,
she wouldn't have a chance though. She'd never get in. Nobody would.
She said she said too many silly things. She's like a more with it, unprotected version of Joe Biden. Like Biden gets so protected, but like she wouldn't be protected, and she says mental stuff like he does. So
I was going to say, the Callum's Corner that you told me to react to.
Which one?
Ago. I'm trying to find the video. It was, where the fuck is it? It did well, to be honest. I didn't think that it was going to do as well as some of the music reactions I do, but
I'd love to give you more Callum's content to react to be honest. Have you got round to Genesis yet, or?
No, not yet. I've got so much shit to react to. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But 570 views, which isn't bad.
But George said, I'd happily end like, George, you're not beating him any form of fighting, mate. Like, you would, no offense, but at karate, you weren't. I just can't see you beating Logan. He's bigger than you. You haven't trained for years. You weren't the best fighter going. Karate's fighting with your hands down. He's just going to chin you, bro. And he knows how to wrestle as well. Basic wrestling will pretty much beat most karate people who can't defend double legs, single legs, or body locks or trips. So, and if you mean actually walking up to him and shooting him, well, then you'd throw your life away unless you go, and then they let you out for free. You know, maybe they would, but the might not work. You never know. I mean, with this, George, I feel like some people just have a go at every Christian. I don't think race has anything to do with it. I think everyone just has a go at a lot of Christians because it's the easy religion sort of target. I don't think race has anything to do with it.
I think you're right. Like with Christianity that I've noticed, you can say whatever you want about it and nobody defends it. Whereas if you used to do the same sort of things to a different religion, like we said about Katie Hopkins, she was literally had a plot for people to behead her. That wouldn't happen in Christianity. That's why Christians get walked over. Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't go as some people do say Christians get walked over, but I always, if someone like that person calling me, I think this Swedish bloke years ago said, anyone who supports the religion is fucking stupid and awful. And I said, well, I think you're fucking stupid and awful for being a lazy bastard on the dole. So, and the thing is, people who need the money, fair play, have got disabilities and whatever, but this bloke is a lazy man who stays up till 3, farts around, plays on Xbox all the time. So, and I'm not being called, I'm not saying that, you shouldn't say everyone who believes in religion's a bad person and whatever. I'm not letting him get away with that. And if someone was having a go at me for Christianity, I always pick them up on it and say, no, you're wrong about this. At the end of the day, I'm a decent person. You can't be generalizing. But I think it's more so the media and the establishment who just don't care and won't, because that's what it's all about, really. It's the establishment will say, oh, criticize Christianity, but criticize anything else, then you're all over the news and we won't help you.
Yeah, literally.
I think with America, it depends on the state as well.
I was going to say, because there's some pretty heavy Christian states in America.
Yeah, and there's some obviously heavy atheist ones as well. But yeah,
taking everyone and talk to God like Callum did.
There's a lot of extremes in America, and the edible talk to God. Yeah, that was because he's like, I've spoken to God. Have I ever sent you that?
Nah.
He came inside me, saved me. It was. I'll have to get that up in a bit. George, Logan Paul. I've spoke to you about this before. Being jealous, praying for someone's downfall. If Logan Paul is homeless on the street or the best person ever, it's not going to make your life any better or worse, mate.
I feel like praying for someone's downfall as well is one of the worst things you can do, because if karma is a real thing at the end of the day, when you finally make it, if you're praying on other people's downfalls, if it happens to you, it's going to feel like the shittest thing in the world.
Yeah. What? Can't defend against. What are you on about? Oh, the Forester. Well, no, he did have a job for a time. He just didn't get. Well, he didn't get. Well, they didn't want him to come back, but we'll keep that there. Yeah, the bloke I was on about earlier, he had a part-time job, the streamer bloke, but after 6 weeks off, they said they didn't call him to come back. So
Yeah, you told me that as well. You said, because it was when we did the last episode and we was talking about me doing the streams, and you said that you knew somebody who'd completely left their job, but their streams wasn't even anywhere near as
well, no,
profitable as what mine were.
he got sacked. I'm tempted to say what the job is, but he doesn't like. Well, actually, no, fuck it.
Yeah, go on.
He was in the police, and then he got sacked, and that's the easiest job to get because they're so desperate for police. This dude was in the police, and then they sacked him at the end. It was an apprenticeship, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, they're so desperate. How did you get sacked? And well, I'll put it in the private chat.
So this, I can't remember what it exactly was before, but did he, when he had the streams, was it like, was he getting the viewers, or was he literally just like nobody was watching?
A lot of people were well, I think he had like 3 or 4 at first, and he got a few hundred followers. And it looked like he got botted. But he met this woman, and I think she's helped out a lot with his channels who he's with, and she's got a lot of. Because I do watch his streams from time to time. I know it sounds really like someone you haven't been friends with, you still watching their streams and stuff, but I don't know, when I click on Mario Kart on the because I know it sounds silly, but I'm going through a hard time. And I like playing a bit of Mario Kart and watching people play Mario Kart. It might sound a bit silly and immature, but it's what I personally enjoy.
That's whatever helps, isn't it?
And sometimes his stream pops up, so I might watch it for a few minutes. And on one of them, he was like, well, my girlfriend helps me out. She got the viewers in, etc., etc., and she edits some of my videos, which is fair play. But like, I feel like if you're not earning enough money to get a job off of streaming, you need to be working part-time. You've been successful, and that's what you did straight away. You was working part-time for, NHS. So
I hated that job.
Yeah.
It was the worst job I've ever had.
Definitely would have, probably, because I feel like you have to be a bit of a, I don't want to be mean to the police because they give you free protection and stuff, but I feel like in the UK you have to sort of be a little bit saft to go for a police job, because I'd hate it because they get treated like shit by the public. And if I saw some scumbag beating up a woman, or if I had to deal with arrest a rapist, I'd probably just kick the shit out of them and just be beating them up and then get sacked. She's the eye candy. From what I've seen, she isn't really in many of his streams from the bits and bobs that I've watched. She was in one of them, but I think from what I remember. But yeah.
I'm hoping to eventually, once I've grown the channel, because the channel's doing fucking really well, the subscribers and stuff. In 15 days, I gained, I think it was 130 something subscribers, which isn't bad considering I don't do the streams or anything anymore. But I'm hoping that hopefully maybe a year or two of grinding out these videos and getting the audience up, and then adventuring off into other things as well, like maybe vlogging and doing the gaming videos and stuff and gaming streams.
Yeah. It would be cool. Do you reckon you'll ever start your own podcast one day still if you get big enough? Or
I was actually talking to my girlfriend about that earlier, because her friend is a manager of an office block, and she was telling me like the prices for different offices and stuff, and we go there sometimes when she's closing up. We was there the other day, and she was showing me some of the office rooms, and they're perfect sizes to have like podcasts and stuff in them. I just think it'd be so sick to start one.
But how do you reckon you'd edit it? Like, would you do it all yourself, or send the footage to some geezer or lady? Or
I'd probably do it myself. That's the whole like, I love recording the videos, but I love the editing side of it as well. I can't, unless I was really massive and I didn't have time to edit, I'm always going to do it myself.
Fair dues, man. I respect that, like the Act Man does. But I was going to ask if you do start a podcast, because the thing is, I get days off in the week, like, you know, it's 6 days on, 3 days off that I do. I could roll up to wherever it is in a week and hop on a podcast or something. And
I was going to say, yeah, if I ever did do podcasts and it was at like an office or something, I'd get people to come down to the office and actually do the podcast there.
Yeah, I'd be sick. You'd get the beers in and whatever. And
only thing is, the offices are central Birmingham, so would you drive there? It's not exactly like the middle of Birmingham, the busiest place, but it is like, you can see it from where it is. Like, you turn the corner, you're in the middle of Birmingham.
Okay. I just have to think about. You know what? Could get an Uber there.
Well,
Can
yeah,
Ubers pull up there? Is it a difficult
yeah, yeah,
place?
yeah. No, it's easy to get to.
Can they get like right by the building or?
Right outside the door.
Yeah, then I'll do it then. Yeah.
Because I think she was saying that I can't put into perspective how big the office rooms were. Maybe as big as my bedroom, and it was like £300 a month, which is decent.
Yeah.
And they're open 24 hours as well.
That's
So,
good. Any security there or?
fuck no.
Oh, okay.
That's the only problem. I'd be scared
Never
to
mind.
have all of that.
You're gonna get raided in the podcast.
I was going to say, I'd hate to have all that equipment there and then we end up getting robbed. But there is actually in Birmingham some studios. They have music studios and podcast studios that you can rent out. I think it's like £50 for 9 or 10 hours.
Oh, okay, that's pretty solid then.
So if I couldn't get the office, I'd just rent out the studio because it's got all the microphones and everything there. You just take a laptop.
Is that in the centre of Birmingham or is that?
No, that's more like Digbuff way towards the back.
Ah, okay, fair dues. Can Ubers pull up out there or is that?
Yeah. Me and my cousin got an Uber from there back home one time.
Fair dues. I mean, obviously I don't live. I'm not trying to dock myself, but obviously I don't live near Birmingham, so it would be a little bit of a hefty Uber, but it doesn't bother me, man. I love to hop on a professional podcast and just chat nonsense and go way and whatever.
It'd be cool, but I think it would take a lot of money to be invested because you'd need multiple cameras and all the microphones and stuff.
Oh yeah, you would have to be quite successful to do that, yeah.
And I wouldn't want to invest all the money into it for it then to flop.
That's a good point, yeah. You want stuff to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
But and yeah, obviously I want to try and move abroad in 2025, so probably won't be able to hop on. But I don't know, you could do like what Logan Paul does and get like a TV, and I could like video chat on there.
Well, hopefully the channel blows up in the next 6 months, or maybe overnight, and then I'll invest all the money into it then.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
You know what? It really winds me up because these videos that I'm doing, I'm not necessarily copying, but I'm taking influence off of other reaction channels and doing the same sort of stuff that they're doing because they're getting hundreds of thousands of views. I'll put my video out, it gets to about 1,000, maybe 2,000, and then just stops gaining views. I don't know what the fuck's going on because the watch time's fine on it. The retention's the same. The click-through rate is high. I'm getting like 11-12% click-through rates.
Yeah.
The videos are just slowing down. I don't understand what to do.
You got to keep on the grind, man. You got to keep on the grind.
It's always on trending topics, but I have noticed that with the consistency, you see a lot more views coming in.
Yeah. But actually, I was going to say, though, if my James the Coltrane channel blows up and I was like as big as the Act Man, I could probably fly back to England. Not regularly, but I'll probably be able to afford to go back like a fair bit, you know.
Like the odd appearances and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't just come back to hop on a bloody podcast.
Just onto a podcast and then go straight.
And then go straight home. No, I'd obviously come back and visit family and friends and stuff. And then while I'm here, are you doing a podcast, Deck? Nah, fuck off. Oh, okay. Are you doing a podcast? Yep. Okay, I'll roll up. Here we go.
The only problem is as well, you'd have to have a schedule, which is going to be hard because at the minute I'm putting out like 2 to 3 videos a day. Then having a podcast schedule where how many podcasts would you ideally, if you had a schedule, how many would you do a week?
If James the Coltrane blew up, if it was purely the podcast that blew up, I'd have to see what guests I can get on, and it's difficult for other people as well. But if I could somehow afford to get other people, I'd probably try and do 2 or 3 with my mates, and then like 1 or 2 with guests. So maybe like actually no, 1 or 2 with mates, and then 1 with guests.
That's like 3 podcasts a week.
Yeah. I think
that's what I'd try and do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah. That's
Mate, it's exciting, man. I'm looking forward to see what the future holds.
I don't get what the problem is here. What are you on about, George? What did I say? Actually, if you did do a podcast, you could get George on there. Just get George on there on his own, just you and him talking. So you were on the ALP podcast a lot, sir. And you could ask him about MGs and everything. So that'd be quite good. Or he could represent me when I move abroad. He could, represent ALP and just throw the reputation in the toilet.
It could just be me and him, and he'll just sit there with you on FaceTime, and I would just talk to the phone.
And he'll just keep turning me off and messing around with the connection. Say the rest of that comment. What are you on about? I don't get what you want me to say.
can I get the? Oh, I can't I?
No, you can get them on YouTube, but it's only the host of the stream, the chat, who can pop the comments up.
Can't defend against a rope. Cough, cough, lanky, cough, cough. I'm so lost.
Yeah, I don't get what. Well, the thing is, it's not like George just typed something where it would make us look stupid, like saying, I don't know.
Oh yeah, like where it
saying
sounds like
Mark
a certain
Hunt
word.
over and over again, Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
Really quickly. Completely deroute. Oh, not that
Did
idiot.
you know Memulus?
What about him?
I think he lives in Birmingham, you know.
Oh, okay.
Because he did a video once and he put Smethwick High Street on the video.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
And then I was watching some other videos of him and he was saying that about he moved to Birmingham or something.
Oh.
So I was trying to figure out what he looked like because I would have laughed if I'd have ended up going to school with him or something, but no, I couldn't find it.
Thing is, most of YouTubers, they just all bloody moved to London or Brighton, don't they?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if I had to choose out of them two, definitely Brighton. It's the safest city in the UK, so that's what I personally go. Yeah, definitely. I'd rather live in the safe.
I like London, man. The only problem with London is it's very expensive.
And all the crime and everything too.
Yeah, but I mean, if I really made it, as in like KSI numbers, I would move to London, like Mayfair or something. Because when I went, the rent prices that I was seeing in the estate agents was fucking ridiculous. My flat that I lived in was £650 a month. The same size flats were like 3-4 grand a month.
I don't know what to say. That's pretty scary.
Yeah, I know. It's a nice area though, Mayfair is, to be fair. Have you been to London?
I went twice, yeah. I went once in 2014, once in 2017. I wouldn't want to go back there again, but it was cool to see it is like one of the littest cities. It is something else, you know.
It's weird when you get there, like, because you usually see it all on telly and stuff, and then when you're actually there, it's just a weird feeling.
It's like you could live. All you need to do is live in London. You wouldn't need the rest of the world. Everything's in London. Yeah, that's how lit it is. It's like, I'd say it's the third littest city in the world. I'd say number one's LA, number two's Tokyo, then number three's London.
I'd like to go to New York as well, but New York can be New York.
But I wouldn't go there. I know people that live there online and they say it's absolutely shit. And I'll tell them, no, it's not that bad. Come on, it's not that. It's better than Birmingham. They're like, no, it's shit, it's shit, it's shit. Don't go.
I think London is 10 times better than Birmingham. Birmingham is atrocious.
What, safety-wise, London's 10 times better?
Oh, no, not safety-wise.
Oh, just
the whole city in general.
Oh,
Birmingham is shit.
Oh, okay. I think Birmingham's fairly lit. I think it's got a big pop in.
It's all right in the sense that it's not massive. So, like, I know where I'm going around Birmingham, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a shithole now. I mean, some parts of London are exactly the same. Where I stayed, when I went down last year, I stayed in Mayfair. That was a very expensive Airbnb, but because there was loads of us going, it was all split, so it wasn't that expensive in the end. But it's weird. You come out of the Airbnb, you're in Mayfair, you turn a corner, it's like you're in a foreign country. Like when I went to Greece, it's all like it's midnight, but it's all still lit. Everything's still open, all the lights and everything down the road. It's like that. It's weird, man.
That is pretty trippy. I'm looking at Mayfair now, and it does look pretty. Looks pretty nice.
Just expensive.
Yeah. So you know, if you did get like KSI big, then would you live in London for years and years, or would you just do it for like 5 years, see how you like it, or?
Yeah, probably just maybe like 3 or 4 years. I feel like living in London would give you a lot more opportunities.
Yeah.
That's probably why I'd do it.
You'd be able to collab a lot. Well, I guess the Brighton YouTube. I got it wrong, by the way. The safest cities in the UK are like bloody Edinburgh and Aberdeen. But yeah, anyway. With Brighton, it's just mostly the Minecraft people, really, that you could collab with. And I don't know if you want to play Minecraft games and start screaming at the camera.
To be fair, I love Minecraft. I can't lie.
Oh, fair enough. Then you might have a laugh with him then.
I play Minecraft a lot. I would show you, but I've got to move the green screen. I've got a shelf at the back of the room, and when I lived in Devon, there was arcades there that had a Minecraft claw machine. I've got so many that I just collected. They're just all on the shelf,
Oh, cool.
and all the Prime bottles as well. They might sound like I'm sad, but I tried to collect every color of Prime. I just need one of the UK ones, which is the purple one. That's all I need now.
I mean, on George's channel, I tried a bit of Prime and it wasn't too bad.
Some of the flavors just taste exactly the same as another flavor. Like there's not much difference.
I think it is pretty much pushed everywhere. I mean, as I said, I've never bought one myself. I had one given to me, so I can still say I've never bought one. It's everywhere, man. This stream I watch, Purple Foundation, who just speedruns SpongeBob the movie game. He says about how there's like in his where he lives in Wales, just a laid back area in the spa. There's loads of Prime in there still. It's like, how can the countryside in Wales have Prime? What's going on?
Literally in Asda in Albury, there was a point where, so I wasn't collecting it at first, and I went in with Storm one day, and this bloke had the white one, Metamoon, and I thought, I'm just going to try it. So I brought one, and then for weeks I couldn't find any other flavors.
Mental.
So I started collecting them, and now if you go to Asda, bruv, they've got like every flavor except the one I need, and they don't run out ever.
Unlucky.
But I remember when there was a big shortage, and now all of a sudden it's everywhere.
Yeah. Crazy how just the YouTubers being like Prime. Look at what we've got.
When I was in Wales the other week, we went to some beach. I can't remember what it was called. It was some Welsh name, and one of the shops, something like that. But when we was in one of the seaside shops, they had a yellow bottle, which is the LA one, and it was £10. I was like, "There's no fucking way I am paying £10 for a bottle of Prime." You know what's crazy though? When I first moved back to, I was going to say when I first moved back to England. When I first moved back to Birmingham, I was doing eBay reselling for a bit, and I got my hands on 6 bottles of Metamoon and 6 bottles of the KSI Prime, and I sold them on eBay. I sold 3 bottles for £32.
Damn.
And I brought them for £6.
Very good indeed. I was about to say though, like a little village or a small town in Wales charging £10 for some LA bottle. How does some small town in the middle of nowhere get their hands on an LA bottle?
I know.
I don't know.
The thing is as well, if you go onto like eBay and stuff, you can get crates of it, but it's like £100 and something for a crate. I'm not doing that.
Ridiculous. George, I trusted you ages ago and you sent me something that could have got the podcast in trouble. I know you're saying don't show, but I don't want to watch that at the moment. I do want to show you some. Oh, yeah, I was going to... Actually, no, I want to show you a bit of this Callum's Corner thing first, actually.
Okay. What the fuck am I seeing?
Oh, God.
I'm not going to lie. That's probably one of the... Like, you could probably count how many times I've laughed at Callum's Corner on my fingers. That's got to be one of them.
You can strap it to your head. Just forget your vlogging. You can put it on your chest and just not worry about it. It needed setting up, so I've been like updating and stuff, all this technologically advanced stuff that I usually struggle with. Anyway, I'm doing it, and suddenly I realised that it
looks like bloody Squidward, bloody with his face like straight.
Because my mind is over here, just
it's his nose.
Solving stuff, like all my thoughts and stuff, my usual design.
You know what? He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, there's no way. One of my mates, he tried to say ages ago, oh, he's on the wacky bucky. But I'm like, bro, he's just a genius, man. He's just trying to get people on board.
It's great marketing. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Mine and James shopping centre.
The yellow one is £7. No way.
I don't know. George Deck's not from another planet. He know well. You can't say where it is because that would be a complete dox. Yeah.
I probably would know where it is though.
But well, what? Something bad. It's you dubbed overcomes. Well, you just said don't play it, so it clearly is something bad, and I don't want to bloody watch that anyway.
Kept away and it's able to just like a well-oiled machine, a beast of logic, just solve everything. It's lovely to let it just do its work. It's
It's his
it's come
eyes
up with
as well.
amazing solutions. Most of them are just getting on and doing stuff. But he's like a little he's always bigging her up as well. Like he's good natured.
He really looks like somebody that my ex used to work with.
He never tried it on with her, did he? Which is important to say in this day and age where so many men, it seems, can't be trusted. Like he could be.
Could you do a edibles challenge?
Edibles challenge? I've never done edibles.
Would you give it a go and just be like, I've spoken to God?
Maybe. I don't really like weed. I've tried it. It's not for me, man.
That way, she had him and Flounder. Although he always struck me as a bit special needs Flounder. Sebastian was the one who really held the trio together. But yeah, she was lucky, and he's a really good guy, Sebastian. I would have been mates with him.
Wait, so you know that clip just where he had the camera right by his face? Was he on edibles then?
About gays.
Yeah.
About trans people, about all different things. They say it's unnatural, but it's fine. They'll tell me he's fine with that. He's fine with all of that because it's people. People being people, he's okay with that.
I'm sure God is fine with people doing what they want to do, but
God didn't make it.
Wait, did he just say it's unnatural?
Yeah.
It's absolutely unnatural.
What the hell? Is he trying to get himself cancelled? Wait.
I think he's on about AI.
Oh, the AI. Oh, okay. I think AI is a bit dangerous.
Yeah.
Because the thing is with the AIs, it's like they show it in TV, man. As soon as the AI start getting feelings and getting jealous and angry, they're going to start bombing people and getting angry and trying to ruin things.
You know what I think scary as well? How you can now do AI, like you can use AI to replicate somebody's voice. So you could literally put a video out of the biggest YouTuber saying the most racist stuff, and if it sounds real because of AI, everyone's going to believe it. Yeah,
scary. Yeah, that's what he said, AI. Sorry, I thought he said the thing you were saying before. George, I'd love you to do an edibles challenge.
Apparently, edibles are a lot stronger, though, than a spliff.
Oh, okay. Maybe. I mean, I personally wouldn't do it because I just don't want to risk it for a biscuit. But it'd be funny if other people gave it a go.
I mean, you wouldn't exactly die off it, but I think you could get very ill. Like you'd be thrown up and stuff.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's the spoken to God bit deck. You'll love this. You'll love this.
Go on then.
The thing is, I'm ruining you, Callum, because I would love to see your reaction to Callum's Corner more, but I'll probably just send you more rage videos instead of this.
I was going to say, just send me the videos over and I'll do it.
Yeah. Here we go.
I've spoken to God. Came inside of me.
What the fuck?
George, you are bloody AI, mate.
Me.
Oh, piss off with the ads.
I've spoken to God.
Saved me. I was scared. It was building, and all of my mind was too free. Too many thoughts, just spinning. It felt like out of control, and I started to vibrate. My body was thrumming.
I've had that feeling.
Too hot. Had to lay down, and I was scared. I was scared and vibrating and panicking and just trying to breathe and concentrate on things like talking in my mind like the Blackburn team, just naming them. And it was getting worse, and I was worse, and just breathing. And I started to just try and do a little pray. Sometimes I do that just to say thank you. And then he was there, just inside of me. And
I think that's enough for that. So there is some I wanted to move on to, but have you got any thoughts on the yeah, please do that, George. Please do that. Have you got any thoughts?
It's crazy. you know that whole edibles thing. What if they're illegal? Because when you take them, you actually do like you. How can I word it? Not unlock something, but it allows you to actually see things that we're not supposed to be seeing. Like it is genuinely there. Like if he was telling the God's honest truth, it wasn't just like his mind playing tricks on him. If he actually spoke to God and stuff.
I just don't see why God would come down and speak to Callum and tell him all this stuff. It seems like he's giving away the tricks of the trade and stuff.
Yeah, everybody at that time that's doing edibles, he decides to come down to Callum and tells him that transgenders are okay.
Yeah, and then says AI is not natural. Stop AI. Like, why would God say Callum AI is about? How's Callum's Corner, some bloke who lives on the Isle of Wight, going to stop the establishment from investing more in AI? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense at all.
It's funny to watch though.
Yeah, it is hilarious. Yeah, I think God, if God did come down and talk to Callum, he'd probably just be like, "Look, mate, you've done well so far. Just keep it up, lad. You know, you've given a lot of laughter to a lot of people. You haven't harmed anyone. You know, you look after your dog well. Yeah, you're top bloke, mate. See ya."
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that I like to think that's what God would say. It just seems so specific for him to say transgender people are all right because I made them, but AI is not natural. So like that's such random information that is useless to Callum.
Yeah.
Unless he's trying to tell him stay on the Isle of Wight, otherwise, because England's going to get nuked by AI, and you're the only one who's going to be safe.
Is he originally from there? Or has he moved there?
He's from Blackburn originally. Then he moved to Bristol. Then he moved to the Isle of Wight. After
I was going to say because I think was he living in Bristol when you started watching him at college?
He lived in Bristol for ages. You know, when I started watching him, I actually started watching him before college. I started watching him in the August of 2016, and he'd been making videos since February 2016. So he was very new.
It was the whole Tic Tac song that made me find out about him. Like Will and E and stuff were talking about him. That's what made me aware of him.
You know, you said it's so cool that I was on a podcast with him. The bloke who made it, Jersey Boy, he's sadly now got rid of that podcast.
What? Why?
He quit YouTube originally, but he kept the podcast up and then he just got rid of it. So
I would never do that. If I managed to get him on a podcast, best believe it's staying on the internet.
But you know, if you did blow up and do like a podcast in Birmingham or some studio somewhere or whatever, it would be cool if you got him on somehow and just chatted about music and his music.
I tell you what, this is more promise to you. If I ever manage to do that and get him on, you've got to come on as well.
Yeah,
I'll make sure you're there.
Bro, I would fly over definitely. I'd spend the money and I'd have to be there to just. The thing is, most celebrities I'm not fussed about. I met this MMA fighter. I was just like, all right, mate, can I have a photo? Because my one mate, I think I sent you a picture of him, Jai Herbert. I was just like, all right, Jai, you know, this fighter did well. I just had a general conversation with him, and I'd feel that way about pretty much most celebrities on earth. But Callum's Corner, I wouldn't fanboy out or anything, but I would be very happy to. I'd be like, mate, you're an absolute legend of the game. I'm so happy to meet you, bro. You're the funniest man on the internet.
Maybe that's what I should do. Then I should do a lot more Callum's Corner reactions. Get my name out there, like so he starts recognizing me, and then be like, "Yo, come on, we need you on the podcast."
Yeah, that'd be so cool, man. I'd love to have another conversation with him because it was pretty much me and Callum for most of the podcast, and people were commenting, complaining, saying, "Jersey, that was rubbish. It was just that man referring to me and Callum basically having a little conversation, an interview." I'm thinking, well, what the bloody hell did you expect the Callum's Corner podcast to be? Him. Us getting up the stupid comments that all the Callum's Corner troll fans were putting in and saying, "Callum, what do you think of this?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know." You know, like what do they expect?
How many views did it get?
I think there was like 100 odd people watching at once. I think it ended up getting like 1,000. No. It was 50 people watching at once. They ended up getting, I think, 1,000 views. I think.
Did he advertise the podcast to his followers? No. That's mad.
Could you advertise this on your community tab maybe for the bands?
Yeah, of course I will. I was going to ask you if you wanted me to.
Yeah, I'd love you to. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. But because I think it is better when people watch a podcast back instead of you advertising now and the chat getting spammed and George embarrassing me with his bloody bussy nonsense. It's best that people watch it back and hear our conversation and stuff.
And then people can skip through it as well and go to certain topics that they want to hear instead of having to wait.
Yeah, 100%, man. Out of interest though, so let's say you blew up, you got Callum's Corner on. What other people would you like to go on? Let's say you can just get Billie Eilish one.
If I could, bro,
Oh, could you
if
get me
I
on that one?
could, yeah, of course. If I could get her on there, I feel like it would probably be a podcast that would end up on Pornhub, not on YouTube. But nah, I'd love to get her on.
It'd be awesome to meet her and talk to her, and hopefully we can get her brother's treatment. So,
Bro, I'd pay her to do it. No, I
But,
think I'd get her. There's a YouTuber that I watch called Matt Armstrong. He does like car videos. I'd ask him to do it. There isn't many YouTubers that I watch. I mean, I watch the Sidemen and Star. I'd get Speed. If I could get Speed on there, I'd definitely get him on.
what, I Show Speed?
Yeah.
Bro, he's a con man. Oh god.
Yeah, but he's just funny.
He's a madman with his humor and all that jazz.
Literally.
And all his shouting. Like, I get why people like him. It's not my sort of humor.
Have
But
you
actually, some of
seen?
it I have found a bit funny because it's so out there. Actually,
Have you seen the 20 versus 1 that he did?
nah. What's that all about?
You know, there's the Sidemen do videos where it's 20 girls versus one man, and it's obviously like
so
different celebrities.
Loads of women come into I Show Speed then.
Yeah, basically. There's a really funny clip where they're telling him to act like different animals on the date, and he acts like an elephant and a dinosaur and stuff, but it's fucking hilarious. I'll have to send it, yeah.
Oh, God.
There's clips as well, like on his live streams, when I think I don't know if he won on Fortnite or if he lost, and he ends up booting his monitor and his computer falls on his head and stuff. It's funny.
Okay, yeah, send me. I might try and watch some of his stuff, but I watched the Knackman deep dive on him, and I thought, I know he's only 18, but scumbag behaviour, copyrighting all those people, and people who looked up to him and said this I Show Speed bloke is such a funny geezer, and some of his other controversies, like when he got that, he was standing next to that bloke. He said, "Are you Chinese?" And he went, "Well, what are you going on about?" The bloke said. Then he went, I think he just went Bing Chong Ching or whatever. And went like that, just to like wind up the Bing Chong Ching, just trying to wind up the Chinese or Boing Chun. I can't remember what he said. It was some ignorant stuff that he said to the Chinese person. I might get it, but it's very lame. And the worst thing he did was when he kept saying to this woman, he said it to multiple women. He said, "If it was just me and you left on the earth."
And he was like, "What are you going to do about it? Like,
no,
who's going to stop me?"
Yeah, he said, "Would you repopulate the earth with me?" And she was like, "Well, no, thanks, because the kids would end up having to have it away with each other, and then it would be all inbred and stuff, and it wouldn't be good." And then he said, "Who's going to stop me?" And then the act man said, "I don't know, I Show Speed a bullet, scumbag behaviour." The thing is, you'd like to think if it was just them two left, they're both in America, she'd hopefully get her hands on a gun and really shoot any rapist,
I think he's got a very immature audience as well, so it's he's a role model now, to be honest, to a certain age range. So although he says some things that are, a bit far, maybe sometimes you should be careful.
Here we go. This is what he did, but I'll bring it up in a second. George has said, "Can I come as well?" I mean, I think what the best thing to do would be, if you did blow up Deck, do a podcast with just you and George and see what you think if you want him on. And who knows, he could be like a regular co-host. He could,
yeah, sure, we'll make it happen.
He can move from that being the ALP on the ALP all the time to the Deck Dip podcast. I don't know. He could become like Mike May. James play. I'm not doing that.
Tell him his life.
What are you at, George? You should not be saying stuff like that. He did. How did he? You shouldn't be making baseless claims. Like, if you did do that, send me a link and then say, "Speed has lost at FNAF." He said what the hell? That's horrible. That's just strange. I mean, I don't see how he got away with it. If he actually did say this, that's very creepy. I'm using Bong Chong Ching. Well, you can if you want, George, but there's loads of out of context. I appreciate that. If George did blow up, if you did become the Mike Malak of Dex podcast in X amount of years, I appreciate that. You still hop on the ALP and grace me with your presence and edgy memes. I told you that before the pod what George did on the last pod. As I said, there was a segment, "Would you drive this car?"
Yeah.
A picture of Hitler in a car and Hitler's car and all the soldiers. And George was like, "I'll drive that off a cliff with him in it." Crazy. And then the other one, as I said, was Ben in his orange Toyota Aygo, and he was ran over Prince Harry. crazy. I'll just put the article in chat, or I'll look at it. But that's bad if that's true. That's awful if he did fund anybody to commit heinous evil acts. Here we go.
Person did the classic ting tong bing bang konnichiwa konnichiwa.
Why you got on Argentina, bro? English, no. Konnichiwa? Konnichiwa? No, Chinese. Konnichiwa, Argentina. Chinese, no konnichiwa. Boing, boing, boing.
Obviously, you don't need
See,
to be
he just
a
said boing,
sociology
boing, boing.
professor to
Come on. And then he's trying to justify
Realize-
it and say, like, I'm just laughing at him trying to justify it all. Like, how can you be like, oh, I didn't. I tried to speak Chinese, but you literally just went bing chong ching or bing choing choing or whatever,
It's
you
a bit
know.
arrogant, really, isn't it?
Just apologise for it. Just say, I made a mistake. My bad. Life goes on. Don't try and justify it and clean up. It's basically like taking a big poo over someone's dinner table and then trying to clean it up so you can still eat the food. You know, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
literally.
But Deck watches Spike, man. He's
This is
probably one of my favourite
pretty
YouTubers.
racist. So explain yourself, Speed.
I try to say a nickname that they call me in Chinese. I literally was just talking to a Chinese person. So I try to say Zhong Kong, like Chong.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You forgot I said I'd take... Yes, I told Deck that you take his place after driving him off a cliff in his car. And then my one mate, Ben, he said... I was laughing mad off like, George, why would Hitler stay in the car if you were driving it off a cliff? And Ben was like, George, drive me off of the Morrisons. Why would he? But then George said, I'll drive off the cliff. And I'm thinking, why would he keep the car in some? How would he keep him in the car? But then the third version of George would take over, Hitler's group. And I was like, where's the second version? Because George says there's 15 versions of him somewhere. There's 15 versions of himself in his dreams. So the third version would take over. We got 3 viewers now, so thanks so much, everyone.
We actually got. I can't see how many people are watching.
I love how we're having such a deep. Well, not the first hour. Probably the first hour 20 was quite deep and thoughtful and stuff, and then it's just George going on about nonsense and accusing Ice Show Speed of funding terrorists, and that's when a few people come in.
Starts to jump.
Yeah. But I was going to ask, because we did discuss your break at the start of the podcast. Was there a point where you just thought, you know what, I just want to quit YouTube and go back to normal work or start a business or eBay selling?
Yeah. I reckon not this time last year. I was still living in Devon this time last year. Probably around end of November, start of December.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna, I don't give a fuck. So I was hanging with, I think I've told you this before. I got back in contact with somebody that I used to be friends with at school, and we was doing it together. Mm-hmm. He basically showed me how he does it, so I started doing it then. And I was helping him take his parcels to the post office and stuff so we could send it off. One day I couldn't do it, decides never to talk to me again. So for that, big bitch moves, can't lie. But I ain't really bothered now. I don't do the eBay stuff anymore because it's just it was good for the money. I mean, I think I made almost $1,000 in one weekend. But if it's not, like we said about the streaming, if it's not something you enjoy, eventually it becomes tiring and it actually feels like a job. And if you're not into it, you're not going to put the effort into it. That's the one thing about being self-employed as well. If you can't start a business on something you're not interested in, because then it's harder to stay focused and carry on doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think I did the eBay stuff for a little bit, and then I started the clothing line, which is still going. And then I just thought, fuck, I'm going to do YouTube as well, because hopefully YouTube then can help me with the clothing line too.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough, man. I guess a lot of people have thoughts of quitting what they love at some point. But yeah, I guess in a sense it might have been good for you that the eBay stuff didn't work out, because you figured out that dude was a buffoon and you've got back into pumping out reaction videos.
Exactly. And I'm not going to lie, the YouTube since the age of 11 is the only thing I've actually always enjoyed doing.
That's cool.
So I'll just stick to this. I mean, my channel's monetized now as well, so I just realised my hoods fell off. My channel's monetized now, so it's not as if I can't make money or anything. Like I've got some videos. My RPM's not too bad either. So as long as I'm doing a video on something that isn't copyright claimed, I'm sound.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, with success on YouTube, I feel like you either have to make big 20 to 40 minute long videos with loads of editing once in a while, or you have to just pump stuff out. Those are the only ways you can really make it big. Or people who go even more mad, like 2 hour long videos or 1 hour long videos, or you have to pump stuff out, or you put loads of effort into one thing for a while. You can't like be in the middle with success.
Yeah, that's what I noticed with the reactions as well. When I started pumping out like 2 or 3 videos a day, that's when it was getting pushed out a lot more. And because it would be on topics that people are searching up, the videos would do better. And it's mad to think that now my videos are pulling in more views than they did when I was streaming, which is weird because you'd think it would be the other way around, because I had all that buzz from streaming that the videos would do well as well, but they're actually doing better than before. So
yeah, I mean that's great for you, man, you know. And at least with your stuff, it ain't like the typical sniper wolf videos, if you know who she is, where she just reacts to a blank screen and it's the same responses over and over and over again.
Yeah.
YouTube pushes that absolute nonsense content. You know?
I try to when I'm doing the reaction videos, actually pause halfway through and break things down and actually look into it, instead of just being like, oh, that's cool, and then carry on.
I was surprised how much you loved AC/DC though. I thought
that was a tune, that was.
Yeah, Thunderstruck.
Yeah,
I mean, and when you was blown away by his voice, that was really cool, Brian Johnson's voice.
It's mad. A lot of people, I do know a lot of music, but it's more, I'd say I know more today's music than previous, depending on the artist. But there's some Eminem songs that I'd never heard, and what I do now is when I make my YouTube videos, I put clips on TikTok as well, because I've got nearly 20k followers on there, and I want to try and grow that as big as I can. And I had people commenting saying, "Bro lives under a rock," and I was like, everyone's gonna have heard a song,
exactly.
And especially when there's Eminem songs that are massive, like billions of views. I'm reacting to a song that's probably got 80 million. That's nothing compared to how many people are in the world.
Exactly. I think the thing is as well, there's loads of boomers out there who probably haven't heard of like Gangnam Style. You know what I'm saying? They can probably tell you they can tell you all of Elvis's songs, but they can't tell you what like Lil Wayne's doing and
People love the Billy Joel videos.
Yeah, I like them as well.
Comments every day on that video, the Piano Man one that you told me to react to. That one's just hit 1,000 views, I think.
Congrats.
So it was a great suggestion. That's why I did the scenes from an Italian restaurant.
Yeah,
so I did that one as well because everyone seems to like it.
I was gonna say that's probably my personal favorite, but I really think that like my personal favorite Billy Joel song. Like I think Piano Man's objectively the best. I just feel like the lyrics and the instrumental and the music video itself, and it just feels like a song that a lot of people can relate to, and it's sad lyrics, but like sad, bittersweet lyrics, but it's like an upbeat
song.
The way he sings it is very upbeat
and
energetic. So I feel like it's a good juxtaposition, I feel like bittersweet songs are like some of the best stuff, really. It's like the Fairy Tale of New York. I'm not really bothered about the Fairy Tale of New York, the Christmas song, but like it's very well made because you've got singers singing upbeat stuff and about how their relationship started off well, and then the woman's like, you fucked my life over, you twat, and all that jazz.
I had somebody send me a message on Instagram. They followed me, and I thought, because still to this day I'm still getting people following me for the live streams, even though I haven't done them for 12 months.
That's really trippy.
So I thought that somebody had just followed me for that, but then they messaged me a couple of days later saying, I really love the Eminem reaction videos. If you need any other suggestions, I'll give you some. So I was like, yeah, go on then. And they sent me this big message with so many different artists and songs and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a lot of them.
That's really cool. I guess it's good when, you got the, I guess that's the thing with reaction content. The viewers can help you out a shit ton, and they feel like they're being interacted with because you're doing what they're telling you to do.
Yeah, and I noticed that the views went up when I started reacting to the suggestions in the comments. And that's why people subscribe, because they feel like you're acknowledging them.
Yeah, exactly, man. I feel like you putting first time hearing has probably helped a lot.
Oh, yeah,
obviously
definitely.
That's the truth, that you haven't heard the song before, but that first time hearing in each video, that probably makes the algorithm think, oh, this is good, and then pushes it.
I mentioned that in one of my, I don't know if it's because I've bulk recorded loads of videos and I've got them all like in private on YouTube, and I just release a couple. In one of them, I mentioned when I look for videos to react to, there's a lot of channels that will say first time hearing, and then I swear to God, it will be a song like Michael Jackson Thriller, and I'm thinking, you're older than me, and you're really telling me you've never heard Thriller. It's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people do it just to pull the views in, but I genuinely, if I haven't heard it, I'll say I haven't heard it. If I had, I'm not going to say I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, if it was full, she'd be doing all the biggest. Everyone would just be the people who do like the biggest songs ever, like Bohemian Rhapsody, Imagine. If you're doing those sort of songs, then yeah, you are living under a rock. But
Yeah,
certain songs, it is believable that you might have not listened to them before. You know,
it's like
but,
all these smaller Eminem songs that I'm reacting to. They're the ones I haven't heard before.
Yeah, but I was just going to get up some of George's crap. Oh no, I can't be asked. You do, George, but you put a lot of edgy madness on there. But yeah, some of your ideas, like the drama podcast, I've got the views. Maybe one day. The thing is, there is the ALP highlights, but my laptop, it can only. There is a lot of memory on it now, but I just can't be asked to like, I don't know, edit videos at the same time. I just want to focus on the big videos I'm doing. I'm not really bothered about ALP highlights anymore, to be honest.
Making the little highlight videos is so draining as well. It's effort. You don't realize how much effort you actually have to put into it.
I just can't really be asked with it. Maybe one day, but again, there's no point in forcing anything really. So yeah. So one thing I did want to ask though, when you die, do you reckon would you give your organs to science or nah?
This is gonna make me sound like such a prick, but if I died young, I don't know. I don't think I want to.
Yeah,
because I know that they changed the law where everyone has to give them up now unless you opt out of it, and I did opt out because I don't know. I just feel like I don't really want to be messed with. That might be selfish, but at the end of the day, it's what I want. And
I thought you had to tick it yourself. I didn't
that's
realize.
what it used to be. Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't realize you actually have to give all your stuff up.
Yeah, you have to opt out now. But yeah, I don't think I would.
I think it does sort of depend on the age, really, doesn't it? I mean,
because if you're an old 90-year-old bloke, they're not going to bother.
Awkward, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it's all. There's probably some. If you looked after yourself, there's probably some good stuff in there, and they can maybe learn from some of your organs and stuff.
Maybe.
With the research and everything. If you give me permission,
basically means no.
No. I'm think. Let me think about it. I'll talk it over with Aaron. If we get, this is my take on it right now. This is just my early pick. I'd say yes, as long as we can okay every video. You have to send us a message and we'll okay it or not. You know, but you have to ask Aaron as well. Although he's not really part of the channel much anymore. With ALP podcast, it's Liam and Noel. It's 50-50. It's Paul and John. You know. You
know what though? With TikTok, it is one of the easiest platforms to use to grow. That's why I'm putting all mine on there. I've got clips that I've uploaded from recent videos that have got like 20,000 views, but then they only pull in 1,000 on YouTube.
Could you react to some of the ALP highlights videos? Because they're some of them are quite mad.
If you want me to.
There's one where George does a Conor McGregor leg break, which is he doesn't actually break his leg, but it looks a lot like when Conor went and fell over.
Yeah, send it me through, man.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to send you a few of them. There's another funny one as well. I'll have to send you the best ones, to be honest. Yeah. A few more topics. All right. So, do you reckon that you'll ever do any music again?
Well, it's funny that you say that. I've actually just a couple of days ago sent a song over to an American artist that I used to work with. That I've actually got a song with. And he's just sent me his verse back, so I've got to put it together on the song. And then, I've got a new song. I want to kind of, I wanted to put a mixtape out instead of just a single, because it's been a year now since I put a song out. So I wanted to come back with a mixtape of about 5 or 6 songs. But I actually don't have the time to do it. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
I'm always invested in either doing the YouTube videos. I also don't like doing music when there's people in the house, and with people working from home, there's pretty much always people in the house, so it's hard. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. I do want to get into it. I mean, if the channel blows up as well, it's going to help 1,000,000% with the music. So I would.
So, would you say you prefer doing the reaction videos, or do you prefer doing the live streams?
Reaction videos, 100%.
By a lot, or
Yeah, I can do the live streams again if I want to, but I just don't.
okay.
I just
So
fed
you
up with it.
reckon
It
it's never
wasn't-
again? Then it's finished, kaput.
Yeah, unless I wouldn't say it's gone, but when I was doing the live streams before, it was a lot of me promoting for 5 or 6 hours before I started streaming, which was doing my head in. If I can grow this channel to the point where I just go live and already there's a couple of 100 people watching, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
But if I've got to promote beforehand, I can't be bothered.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess it would have been quite a manic schedule, but man, the money must be barking a little bit. Like when, because I remember I'd watch a bit of like a live stream, but then I'd skim through it just to see which donation came through, like when the name changes. I reckon that must like be quite like barking at you a little bit. The cash.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that I don't like to talk about the money, but I really don't care. I've got it written down. My best working day was £537.75 from one live stream, and I used to do that maybe twice a week. That was towards the end, but when I first started and I was doing 5 days a week, I could easily pull in £1,500 to £2,000 a week.
It's mad, isn't it?
So that's the only thing that makes me want to do it. But I've already thought about it all.
And you did that for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah,
that's a mad thing.
I did it from like January all the way to September.
Thing is, though, whatever anyone says, it's all hard earned. That's the thing.
It was. And this is what used to make me laugh about certain people who used to say that it was sickening that, you know, nurses don't even get this much money. And that's not my problem.
Yeah.
I don't choose how much nurses get paid.
The thing is, I'm not trying to sound selfish or cold-hearted, but I feel you can just sign up to be a nurse. Like a lot of people can just sign up, but not everyone can make loads of reaction videos. I'd rather do I'd rather do live streams reacting to music than be a nurse. I think being a nurse is really hard. However, I can go online, nurse job, hospital, apply. If I do well in the interview, I've got the job. However, what you've achieved, it's like, how am I going to pull that off? You'd have to promote 6 hours live, get all the music in, react to it all. Pray and hope that someone donates, basically swing for the fences kind of deal.
They are both really hard jobs in their own ways.
Yeah.
Like, I was promoting from 6 o'clock on the night, going live at midnight till about 5 in the morning, going to bed at about 5:30, 6, waking up at 10:30 in the morning and doing reaction videos all through the day up until 6 o'clock again, then promoting again, then going live.
So you got like 6 hours sleep?
Yeah, I was having no time off for weeks.
Oh, I never knew that. Bloody hell.
And that's why I reckon all this happened. Where
I mean,
got burnt out.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's like what's his name, Michael J. Fox. He was filming Back to the Future, and he only had like 2 hours sleep because he had to do the show he was starring in. And obviously, a few years later, he did end up getting Parkinson's and stuff. I'm not saying that's what caused the Parkinson's completely. But if you're only getting 2 hours sleep for 3 months, I think years down the line there will be some.
It's going to have an impact on your health.
I think it rushed the Parkinson's more than it would have been original. Maybe he would have not had it for more years if he'd taken it a bit easy.
It winds me up when people who aren't doing what you want to do think that it's piss easy, because it's fucking not.
I mean, when I said I'd rather do what you do than be a nurse, I'm not saying I know. And like dance and laugh and be like whippy, but I'd rather do those live streams and have to deal with what they deal with. Some of the stuff's horrendous. It's
like with people that, like, I don't want to say names, but some people would say, "Oh, anyone could do it." Well, if that's the
ridiculous.
case, why isn't everyone doing it?
Yeah, I was about to say, not everyone does. That's the come back to that when everyone's like, "Oh, some music student said to me years ago, he was like, oh, well, and anyone could have done what Post Malone does." And I was like, why don't you do it? And he said, oh, he got lucky. So then not everyone has done what Post Malone has done with his music then. It's just such an easy thing. I think it's just jealous people and they just get shut down really easy.
Yeah. 100%. I was going to say something, but I forgot it was about.
Is it all right if I just get George's comments up briefly?
Yeah, carry on.
If you give me permission, I'll do AOP TikTok. Again, it's just me. I'm all right with it as long as we get it approved. Send it to me and I'll just make a decision. I'm pretty sure Aaron would agree with most of the. I'll happy send each one. If you do AOP Harlot's reaction, yeah, I'll send it that one. Don't let James near shopping trolley. Now, this is completely out of context. Years ago, I wasn't even pushing a delivery trolley in this hospital. I was pulling this machine that was pulling cages, and then because I had no much training on the machine, it whacked the wall, and this piece of wood went flying off, and this old man was like 2.5 meters away from it. So I did nearly kill someone or seriously hurt them, but the thing is,
but you didn't, so you ain't got to worry about it.
The thing is, I didn't get the train on it, and he actually thought I was hit by it. And he said, "Are you all right, lad? Did that hit you?" And I said, "No, I'm all right." And he's like, "Oh, okay, that's all right." Then it looked like it hit you, and I'm like, "Nah, it's all right." What's this? No, George, you're getting up and wanking off to anime 7 times a day. You're not doing Michael J. Fox. Actually, no, you are working hard now. To be fair to you, you have got a job now, so fair play. But like, you having 2 hours sleep and watching telly and eating some Cheerios, isn't the same as Michael J. Fox filming Back to the Future in the night, getting 2 hours sleep, then filming a TV show all day. It's not the same, George, with all due respect.
I was going to say, one of the things that's hard about the videos as well is with anything, like there's going to be a time where you feel like, oh, I can't be bothered to do it today, but you have to push yourself to do it. With YouTube, you're on camera, so you've got to put this persona on. You've got to be happy to be there, sort of thing. And when you're in one of these moods where all you want to do is just fucking be lazy all day, it's quite hard to force yourself to, be jolly and be happy for the videos. But
I guess it's about the light at the end of the tunnel, though. You got, I guess, in your mind, you got. I know originally it was. I know originally you said the goal was millionaire status, 2 millionaire, then £2 million, and £3 million. But I think maybe, I don't know what your goal is now, but maybe it could be like, I don't know, try and become big to do what you want to do creatively, maybe.
It's still the same goals, to be fair. I still want to have financial success and doing something that I love. But yeah, I think when you start feeling that way, once you get started doing it again anyway, you kind of, like, if you feel, they say, like, if you fake a smile, it naturally makes you feel happier. It's one of them where if I feel like shit and I do the videos anyway, give it half an hour and I completely forget that I didn't want to do it. Then I'm back into that mindset.
That's fair. That takes a lot of discipline, though. Quite hard to do. So, letting one off 7 times a day, hard work. Do you know how much that drains you? Well, it's not the same as Michael J. Fox's schedule. So he did do some acting, he was he voiced in Atlantis, which was a good film, man. I really enjoyed Atlantis from 2001. Really enjoyed it. Solid movie. Out of interest, do you watch many streaming services like Netflix or Disney or Paramount?
Yeah,
Plus?
to be fair, I watch Amazon and Netflix. I only use Amazon for like films that aren't on Netflix, though.
Okay.
But Netflix, there's loads of things I've watched. I mean, I'm watching The Crown again for the second time just because I can't find anything. I watched Sex Education. The new season of Sex Education is fucking crap.
People are hyping up loads, so it was shit, was it?
Can't get into it. I'm on the 2nd episode. I don't think I'm going to carry on. Breaking Bad, for me, the best series of all time.
Yes, I thought you were going to say. I watched it for 7 episodes and I couldn't get into it.
No, I love Breaking Bad.
Show. Absolutely.
It's the best. Do you use TikTok?
Yeah, a little bit.
Have you seen like the Walter White edits and stuff that come up?
Yeah.
They're so sick. I've got to send you one after. I saved it. It's mad. I love that show.
Have you seen Better Call Saul? Because that absolutely slaps as well.
I tried that, but I couldn't get into it.
No, you just put with the boredom, man, because I think it's just as good, nearly as good as Breaking Bad.
Let's stick to it.
And seriously, you won't regret it, man. It's still one of... Like, the thing is, with Walter White, you end up thinking he's a prick, but with Saul, you actually feel sorry for him because he I feel way worse for Saul than I do for Walter. Walter, I just see some bloke who's like playing the victim and just wants his ego massage. Whereas Saul, I see some dude who kept trying to make the right decisions and get off the track of being a silly scammer and a prankster, but life just pushed him back to being a scammer, and then eventually he becomes Saul.
I do think Walter White, his character in that show though, is phenomenal.
He is, yeah. How he changes at the start. At the first, he's just some timid bloke, and then he's like taking on everyone at the end, and he's like,
There's a clip
"Say
I
my name."
rewatched of, you know, when Skylar's on the phone to Walter because he's kidnapped the baby and the police have bugged the phone, and he's saying, "Oh, Skylar, you're a bitch. You did this. You trying to bring me down, blah, blah, blah." And then
'Cause he
Skylar
knew it was-
realizes that he knew he was being listened to. So she just
Yeah.
went along with it to get off the hook.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Because deep down, as he said at the end, it was nothing personal. He wasn't trying to ruin anyone's life. It was just all for him, for his ego. He enjoyed doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It was never it still doesn't make it right. He's an evil bastard. But he was doing it all for just his own ego. Even though he himself just didn't have the balls to take the risk with that company with Elliot and Gretchen.
Yeah,
He did
yeah.
not have the balls. And he's got too much pride to accept any handouts. Walt Jr. set up that charity thing in season 2. He was like, no, don't do that. No. And
But then
then
obviously they started using it to send the money through, didn't they?
yeah, and then the Elliot and Gretchen offered to pay for this chemo, and he was like, no. And then he said to Gretchen, he's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That was so gangster.
I like
But
when
yeah.
he ends up at the house as well and he puts all the money on the table and he's basically telling them to make sure it goes to water.
Oh
Junior.
yeah, in the finale, and then the lasers are just badgering that skinny pea.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a legend though. Have you seen El Camino?
Yeah, the film.
What did you think of the ending to his character?
I can't remember. I'm not gonna lie, I watched it in 2018 or 19 when it came out.
Yeah.
The only bits I can remember of that film is when he got out of when he was kidnapped
Mm-hmm.
and the police are going past, and because doesn't he gets the chance to have a new life, doesn't he? But he doesn't go for it, and then he tries to go back.
Yeah, in series 5, it's because he sees the ricin and stuff. I think he realizes one of his cigarettes has been taken, so he thinks Saul and Walt set me up and poisoned Brock just to turn me. He was annoyed about being used, even though Walt did give him the chance to just run off.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously when he tries to go back and have that second chance again, they're all like, no. But doesn't he get it in the end?
No, it's because it costs so much money. So he goes back, and the bloke who's there, he's like, well, you wasted my money last time, so you're going to have to get the money back.
Yeah,
and he had most of the money, but he was down like by a few thousand. And the bloke's like, well, you're down by a few thousand, so I'm not going to let you take this.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he paid all the money before. But
so what happened at the end again then?
He got the money in the end, and then he just gets out, and I think he's in Alaska or somewhere in Canada or something.
Yeah,
and he gets a
I think
flashback.
Isn't he in like a snowy area? Because it kind of reminds me a little bit of when Walter went and he was in that snowy area as well.
Yeah, but he gets flashbacks to Jane, and then it ends there. And it's a really bittersweet one for me because I think he's ended up alone. Again, he's got no one now, but he's at peace because he's like, well, I can leave all the crapness behind me and try and start something new and learn to live with what's happened. So good news, bad news type thing. Great way to end off the Breaking Bad universe. But Better Call Saul, please see it through because it's absolutely phenomenal.
I'll try it again.
I'd say the best shows ever. Fools and Horses #1, Breaking Bad #2, Avatar: Last Airbender #3, Better Call Saul #4, then Sopranos at 5, then probably like Game of Thrones.
What's your favourite films?
Reservoir Dogs. Probably good. I know Wolf of Wall Street's my #1, but probably
That is a good film. I like Goodfellas as well.
I really love Train Spotting as well. It just it flies by so quick if you've ever seen that, and it's just satisfying to just see the characters in such decay, and it feels so realistic and gritty, and how fed up Renton is, and then he gradually gets his life on track by stealing that money.
Have you ever watched The Business?
Nah, never heard of it.
That's a good film. It's set in the 80s, and it's basically some kid. Do you know Danny Dyer?
Not very well. Right, it's actually not given much of a good rating, but I'll reserve judgment until I watch
What, The
it.
Business?
Yeah.
I love that film. It's basically based in the 80s, and he goes over there and he helps this like club owner with like drugs and money and stuff. It is a good film.
I mean, I love a crime film. I'm trying to think of films with crap ratings that I really, really enjoy.
I think my favourites as well are Scarface, Goodfellas. I like Forrest Gump. I like Big.
Mama always said life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
Oh, the ones is that? I like The Business.
Gump slaps, yeah. Have you seen Pulp Fiction?
Nah.
I think you love that one.
Storm was trying to get me to watch that, to be fair.
Yeah, you should do, man. It slaps. The Incredibles, that absolutely slaps if you've ever seen that.
The animated film, The Incredibles?
Yeah.
The
I
first
absolutely love that. I love how he just fucks Buddy off at the start. And he's
the
like,
car.
"You're not affiliated with me." He's like, "I'm your biggest fan." And then it's so brilliant how Syndrome comes back and then
It ends up being him.
yeah, and he's like, "This is too much for Mr. Incredible." And then I love one of my favorite scenes is when he's like telling his Mr. Incredible's like, "So how did you come up with all this stuff then?" But then he's telling him that to actually grab a piece of wood and throw it at him. And while he's monologuing, he's grabbing the piece of wood, and then he tries to throw it at him and then run at him, but he zaps him and says, "You sly dog, you caught me monologuing." There's just so many good scenes, man. So much brilliance in it.
I like watching all the old kids' films, and then you can hear like the adult jokes in it that you never understood when you was a kid. Like with Shrek. Shrek's got a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. Think maybe he's compensating for something.
Yeah, I love Shrek.
Shrek 1 and 2 and 4 slap, to be fair. I don't get why 4 gets a shit rep. It's a solid film.
Ice Age is the same as well. Ice Age has got a lot of jokes in it.
Yeah, well, the first one was brilliant. The second one was kind of all right, but then the rest I was kind of like, what am I watching? I think after the last one I watched was the fourth one. I saw trailers for the fifth, but I was not arsed with that. George has put, saying that if I... Oh. Come on, George, what are you? I don't know. I don't even know what to say.
I'm Skylar White, yo. My husband's Walter White, yo.
Yeah. You know the woman who plays Skylar, Bryan Cranston, I don't know her name. Bryan Cranston and Bob Odenkirk, they're all in Seinfeld.
Are they?
Yeah. What's her name? Skylar plays one of Jerry's missuses, because they end up with a different missus every episode. Jerry does. Walter's one of Elaine's part boyfriends, but then I think he splits up with her. But he's in a fair few of them, to be fair. You wouldn't have guessed it's him. He acts so well in it, man, as the dentist. And then Bob Odenkirk just plays a doctor in one episode who's not an actual doctor. And Elaine's obsessed with him. One of the characters is like, he's a doctor. And he's like, well, I'm not fully trained yet. But yeah, they will do a smashing job. The fat bloke who gets eaten in Jurassic Park, he's in Seinfeld and he's hilarious.
I never watched Jurassic Park, I don't think.
Oh, you should watch it. It's not too bad. Pretty solid film. First and second one are pretty they slap quite a bit. The third one's a bit. But Seinfeld's on Netflix, so I'll watch that if I was you.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, absolutely slaps.
I'll have a look.
But so what made you come back then to YouTube after dealing with what you dealt with all that time?
Boredom, and I was kind of worried about the future a little bit. Like, I always wanted to do this, and it was like, time isn't slowing down. Time doesn't stop for anyone. Like, I'm just wasting my days. I may as well just get back into it and just push through it. The whole reason I didn't want to do it is because I didn't want the whole reason I stopped. I didn't want all that to come back while doing it. So I was kind of not doing it for that reason. But then when I started again and realized that actually it's not, like, I've just got to do it and push through it, then I just carried on.
That's fair, man. I mean, I guess I remember the original reason you said was like you did the 9 to 5 and didn't enjoy it, so you don't want to go back to 9 to 5 at all costs,
I would much rather be homeless than do a 9 to 5. That's just my opinion. I just can't stand them. I feel like every 9 to 5 I've worked has been so emotionally draining and just puts me in such a bad mood.
What about different shifts like 8 till 4, 7 till 3, or?
I think it's the fact of being told when and where I have to be. I like my own schedule, and that's why with YouTube and stuff, like, it's doing well now and I can do my own schedule. If I wanted to have one day off, I haven't got to ask for permission 3 weeks in advance or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the minute, I haven't had a day off in weeks. So
What, not even on the weekends?
no, I do. Well, it depends, because I count making the videos as working, but then I also study it a lot as well, because I want to make sure this shit works. So I'll be watching
like
videos on how to do it, and yeah, pretty much. So even on a weekend when I'm not doing anything, I'm pretty much still working.
Fair dues, man. I mean, the thing is, you know, if you love what you're doing, you got the passion.
It doesn't feel
it
like
makes
it's
it
a
easy.
job. Do you know what I mean? If you love doing it.
But yeah, I guess with the not, I understand not liking 9 to 5 because it's when everything's busy and all the traffic and all that crap. But I think 8 till 4 or 7 till 3 or 2 till 10, I don't think that's too bad. I know you mentioned about having to be at a certain place at a certain time, but I mean, I'm really hoping the James the Coltrane channel works out. But if it doesn't, I accept that, you know, forever I might just do a job and retire and whatever. But I'll still I'll have my passion on the side and what have you, you know.
I think the thing for me is, as well, is if it doesn't work, at least I tried.
Exactly.
But I did night shifts and I hated them as well.
They're awful.
I just hate working for somebody else.
Loads of people have to do it, man. Loads of people have to do it, innit? But with the night shifts, bro, there's people who work nights all the time. And I just, like, at work, we get rostered in sometimes with 2 or 3 sets of 3 night shifts. So we might have to do 6 to 9 night shifts a year. They're bloody horrible. Absolutely crap.
I didn't realise now on YouTube, if you're monetized and you make a video that's copyright claimed, if you dispute it, instead of before where you had to wait the 30 days before you could make money, now you start making the money straight away. And if the claim if they don't reply to the dispute, or if they allow you to take the claim off, all that money that was built up comes straight to you instead of starting the money from that time. Just before I joined the stream, I got an email saying, it's here actually, saying that good news, your dispute wasn't reviewed within 30 days, so the copyright claim on your video has been released, which means that the money that I was making over those 30 days now will just come straight to me.
Oh, okay, fair. That's good.
Obviously, then first 30 days is when I get the most views. So luckily, it's gained money and that started now. But there's a lot of videos on my channel that are still pulling in views from like a year ago.
Fair dues, man. It's good when you can look back on stuff and it, you know, still gains a bit of traction. People are still like watching it.
I think that's the good thing about YouTube as well, is if you've got loads of videos out, you can forever make money off those videos. It's just passive income.
True. I think that's how some of these YouTubers who go irrelevant still survive and stuff, you know. It's like those legacy videos. George, I did say ask Aaron as well, but actually screw on the Don of ALP. I'm here all the time. Go for it, man. Send it me, I'll authorise it. It doesn't matter. Because to be fair, anything that happens to ALP is pretty much Aaron's hardly on it. So if something mad did happen, it's me who's going to get all the nonsense come my way, you know, and all the silliness. So go for it, George. Go for it, man.
And you never know, you might get one clip that you don't expect to go viral, put it on TikTok, and it absolutely blows up.
And everyone, a few hundred, flock over to the channel and enjoy the content.
And then you've got regular viewers that are coming to the podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, you never know. As wouldn't even know. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and the thing is, you don't respond loads on Messenger, so you'd send a message and be waiting about a million years for a response. So yeah, just go for it, George, man. I've put blood, sweat, and tears into ALP, so yeah, man, go for it. Okay, so one of the things so I already mentioned this before. One of the questions was, has your goals changed? And you said you still want the financial and all that jazz. Yeah.
I mean, it helps that you can get a lot of money off YouTube, but I'd say it's 50-50. Like, I want the money, but I also just really enjoy doing it.
I think With the James and Coltrane stuff, it's sort of like the idea of getting to do my own stuff and not having to get up at 7 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
guess-
what most people want. They want that freedom of you basically doing what you want to do in life now, and you're getting paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. And getting up early is just such a drag. Like I do it, you know, I'm a hard man, but like bloody hell, it's a drag.
I like those videos that you do though.
Which
Like
ones?
the TikTok one was good. I like that one. Just those whole.
Oh, the
sort
James
of,
and Coltrane stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Like, what sort of videos would you say it is? It's not like, is it documentary stuff?
The first one was the collecting doc. I actually wanted to do more docs, but when I saw that it only got 61 views, I thought, let's move on to something else. Let's see what happens. Then I did the Twitter video, and I thought, oh, okay, I enjoyed the Twitter one. Let's do a TikTok one. Did TikTok one, that was good. Did you watch the Skibidi Toilet one? Or
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I'll have to send it you, but that's probably the video I've made the best points on, to be honest. I went into a lot of detail, and it's my longest one. But then after that, I thought, you know what? Let's just do videos just purely reviewing games that mean a lot to me or that I know a lot about, like the Lego Star Wars game I mentioned earlier, and just go from there. Want to do a big Red Dead Redemption 2 video and just keep reviewing stuff, and hopefully, you know, a 20 to 40-minute review can get somewhere and get some loyal fans behind me.
I mean, those sort of videos can do really well. There's a lot of YouTubers that I see that do it on a lot of trending topics. They'll make 40-minute videos on it and stuff, and they do fucking mad numbers. So you just got to keep doing it, man. And I think once YouTube sees the consistency, it slowly pushes you out more to new people.
Yeah, I'm going to probably do it for the rest of my life and like YouTube and stuff. So the main plan is probably for like the next 10 years. Well, for years and years, while I have the free time, I want to just do a video on a Lego Star Wars game, do a video on Red Dead 2, maybe do one on Red Dead 1, do one on a few licensed games I want to talk about, and just keep going. Like I'll look up the licensed game and see, has this done well? Like I was thinking of a San Andreas one, but all the retrospectives and reviews don't really do that well. But then I look at other videos, like I look at SpongeBob BFBB. There's such a cult following. More people play San Andreas and stream it. More people want to watch a review on SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom because I know it brings back some sort of nostalgia and coolness.
Yeah. It's like when I did the GTA 4 stream.
I love that, man. That was
last year.
my favorite stuff.
What that one episode got like 380 something views, I think it was, and I was completely shocked at the fact that so many of the people watching the music streams actually wanted to see GTA 4. But it is nostalgia, isn't it?
I think with GTA 4 compared to San Andreas, GTA 4 it's more like story focused, so people want to watch that. But with San Andreas, it's more fun to dick around in with the planes and the gadgets.
Yeah.
That's probably why more Twitch people.
I think GTA 4 has got one of the best storylines.
Yeah, in any game ever, probably. Like Nico feels so real and gritty, and I do feel because there aren't many games that make me do this. But when I'm playing as like Nico or a character in Red Dead, for example, as well, I want them to not kill people within the game. I care so much about the story that I don't want to kill innocent people. When it comes to GTA 5, I don't care about Trevor and Franklin and Michael blow everyone up bloody go mental because I'm not bothered about what those characters do because I don't take the story. It's a decent story, but I don't take it anywhere near as seriously as I do like as the Red Dead 1, 2, and
I don't think that the GTA 5 story compares to the GTA 4 one. I don't think it's anywhere near.
Gameplay is great, but that's bound to happen with a game that comes out 5 years later. But the story, it's just sort of them dicking around for ages and trying to make money. It's kind of like...
What do you think about the GTA 6 leaks? Did you see them?
I saw bits and pieces, but not loads.
I can't wait for GTA 6 to be announced. I feel like it's so soon. There's a lot of things that are happening now that it's just like you're taking the piss a bit now, Rockstar. Like, speed your shit up. Apparently, somebody leaked a trailer date for October, and this person that leaked it has leaked previous things that ended up becoming true. So I'm hoping
okay, nice,
that we do get a trailer in October. It's like, I'll try and show you. Rockstar put a picture on their Twitter for the Halloween update, and now they're kind of known for doing like Easter eggs and stuff on their announcements and shit. And they put a picture up. It's just loading. Don't tell me it's fucking gone. No, there it is. So they put a picture up. I don't know if you can be able to see it, but can you see next to the geezer on the right, it says VI?
Is that just you and your missus in Birmingham? What's that?
No.
Let's have a look.
See on the left it says VI at the Vinewood sign.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's taking it as a hint, and apparently the moon that's shown is the phase that the moon will be at in October. So everyone thinks that we're going to get an announcement in October.
Ooh, that'd be sick. I was going to say though, with I just want to briefly say why I think GTA 5 story. Why they didn't put as much effort into the GTA 5 stories because they're online. I feel like that's where the money is, and they want to make the money.
They're focused a lot on that.
It's fair. I do get it from a business standpoint, but the GTA games still made loads of money when they were just story focused. So,
and I think the whole reason why it's taking so long for GTA 6 to come out now is because everyone's still playing GTA Online.
Mm-hmm.
But they estimated $8 billion in revenue from GTA 6. So hurry up and drop it.
But I think it feels like they can't stick. They can't. I know Rockstar haven't done online games for ages and ages, but GTA 4 had an amazing campaign. The online was as good as it could have been for that time. It was decent fun. Red Dead 1, actually, the campaign was amazing. Online was great fun. GTA 5, campaign was good. Online was great for the most part and amazing. A bit hit and miss at times, some naff updates, but the live service was great. But Red Dead 2, probably my favourite game of all time, but the online was...
It's shit, isn't it?
I was just...
There's not a lot you can actually do on there, because I've got Red Dead Online as well, and I play it sometimes, and I just get bored after like half hour.
I don't see why they don't just like... You know the things you could do in missions and stuff? Why don't they just make that game types like robbing trains and...
Yeah, literally, why don't... Or literally, the things that they have in GTA Online, you could bring them sort of things over to Red Dead, but just have it in a different time era. Like the heists and stuff. Like, why can't we rob banks and stuff on Red Dead?
That'd be so cool, like bank missions and train missions. What else could they... I mean, they got the horse races, which is cool. They probably got a deathmatch mode. Yeah, they've got a deathmatch mode, I'm pretty sure.
I just feel like it's really hard to make money on Red Dead Online.
Yeah, because I remember I was grinding it once, and then an update came out, and they're like halved what everything's worth to force you to buy the gold blocks. And I thought, I'm done with this. It made me just quit playing this.
It's like with GTA Online, one of the recent updates, they got rid of over 200 cars because they got rid of them to buy because they brought the GTA Plus thing in where you pay monthly for it, and they were going to bring the cars through that monthly for free for those people who pay $4.99 a month. They literally do it just because they're trying to make more money.
I mean, the thing is, the amount they've made, it's just like trying to milk the cow's teats now to another level. It's just getting a bit daft.
I think that's why they're probably close to a GTA 6 announcement now.
Yeah.
I mean, once they announce it, we've got it within 12 months then as well.
It is a bit sad that, you know, I know it's such a old meme and stuff and it's been memed to death, but like 2002 to 2008, we had, you know, Vice City, San Andreas,
3,
4, and all the DLCs and random games in between. But then 2013 onwards, it's just been GTA 5.
The whole 10 years, it's just GTA and just updates to that game. And even the updates are pathetic, really. It's like they brought the update out for the Puerto Rico, which was the map expansion, but we can't even explore the map. The only way you can go around the map is if you do the heist. So it's pointless. Yeah,
I mean, it's I don't get them, man. It's odd. I wish they'd left the Navy ship in the actual world as well. That would be so fun.
Yeah. There's a few glitches you can do where you can get it to spawn in the world, and you know, North Yankton at the start of the prologue, you can get that world to load in.
Is it big?
There's a lot of big parts in it, but there's a lot of parts where if you just walk on it, you're going straight through the floor.
Oh, nice.
It's the same with Puerto Rico. If you do high setups and then go back into your session, if you go to the bottom right of the map, everything's loaded in except for the floor.
Oh, nice.
So,
but yeah, I mean, got to give Rockstar the credit because they've done amazing with the live service. Otherwise, it still wouldn't be one of the most played games now.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, even though I've lost interest in it now, I played it for ages, and I'm sure you played it. I mean, it's probably the most I played an online game. I think I got like 47 days in GTA Online.
I think I have something like that.
So, and there's some people who like get to level 1,000 who go mental and stuff, and I just think, bloody hell, it took me 47 days to get to level 153. Oh no, I think it was 200 something. So I don't know how you get to level 1,000.
Oh yeah, I used to make the modded accounts, So my account was like level 8,000. I had the max money you could have, and it was
Jeez.
8,000 for a good 5 years, and then they took my level away from me. But they left my money, but took my level.
That's good. At least you got the
So yeah, I wasn't too bothered. But then when I transferred my account from PS4 to PS5, I had 53 million in cash, and all the cash went, and it just transferred my bank money instead. So that was a bit of a piss take. But I ended up selling a load of cars I don't use, so I got the money back.
Fair dues. Do you remember back in the day when it was like there was this glitch? There was this glitch where everyone managed to get loads of money, but they only got rid of the money that was in your bank. So I had like a few million out the bank because I thought this would happen. So my money was zero in my bank, but yet my money out the bank was fine when they made this update to get rid of everyone's modded money. And so I still had like 2 million left over.
That's why I had like 53 million in the cash, because I was scared to transfer it to my bank in case they saw a massive transaction and then wiped everything.
Yeah. But yeah, that was. I'm surprised I didn't get on top of that, but I guess they might think. I don't know. They probably thought everyone's going to chuck it in their bank, so you might as well.
And I mean, my account is 8 years old now, so the money I've got left now, if Rockstar was to look at an 8-year-old account with that much money, they're not necessarily going to think that it was modded into the game.
Yeah.
Until you look at like my KD and stuff, and it's just in the billions.
But yeah, I know with GTA 6, some people were. There's some random, sweaty geezers online who are like, "Oh man, it's a woman character now, the main character. I can't believe it." I think at the end of the day, who cares what gender the character is, man? As long as the only thing I'm concerned about though, if them try and make this character a perfect, strong person just to make her look cool, they need to make the characters flawed. Yeah. Nico was flawed. Arthur Morgan's flawed. John Marston's flawed. Dutch Vanderlyn, I know you don't play as him, but he's one of the best characters ever. He's very flawed. You can't make this perfect character because no one's going to relate to her, and they're going to be very bloody bored.
I heard that they're doing. So you have the two characters now in GTA 6, Jason and Lucia, and apparently throughout the game, their relationship with each other can be like, you can make it close or like further apart depending on how you respond with each other and stuff.
Oh,
during
nice.
like missions and stuff. So I think that's a cool feature.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have like a couple in GTA that you can play as and see how.
It's supposed to be like Bonnie and Clyde, I think.
Oh, okay, so they're probably going to get shot up at the end.
Maybe.
I know Bonnie and Clyde, the only reason they got shot up was because they actually helped someone. So for once they did the right thing. That I think they're helping someone who need their tyre changing or whatever, and then they just got the police caught up and blasted them to bits.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, it should be a good one, to be fair.
Do you play much COD?
Nah, I haven't played that for like 20 million years. The last one I played was the World War II one in 2019.
Yeah.
And then I basically I don't know why, when I was young, I thought like Black Ops 2 was like crap, but looking back on it, like the multiplayer, because it was in the future. But when I think back to it and think about the gameplay, I think, man, it absolutely slapped. I always loved the zombies, and I thought the campaign, I loved the stuff in the past in the campaign, but I didn't like the future stuff that much.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the new COD, because it's got all the old Modern Warfare 2 maps on it.
Oh, okay, nice.
From like 2009, so I'm really looking forward to that. I want to get Hogwarts Legacy as well.
Yeah.
I keep seeing videos on it, and I need to get it, man. Because you know what? Have you watched Harry Potter?
Yeah, of course.
I've only just watched Harry Potter like 2 weeks ago.
The whole caboodle?
Yeah, all of them.
What do you think? What's your favourite?
The third one, I think. I don't know what it's called.
Azkaban. Prisoner of Azkaban.
Maybe. It's when certain things are happening through the film, and at the end they realise that it's themselves that were doing things to help them.
That's Prisoner of Azkaban, yeah, the time travel stuff out there. Basically, wrap everything up nicely at the end with the time travel stuff.
Mm-hmm. I like that one.
My favourite is the Order of the Phoenix. I think that slaps. Then I'd probably say Deathly Hallows Part 2 is number 2 because of how epic it is.
Yeah.
And then I love how Harry gets the indestructible one, but then he just breaks it.
Just breaks it and throws it.
That's so cool. That's just Harry Potter all over, man. He's just like a dude who doesn't desire power and to be the best. Mm-hmm. And it's cool how he doesn't actually beat Voldemort in a fair fight, really, like, because Voldemort's so powerful. He beats him because Neville kills the final Horcrux.
Yeah, and I knew I kept guessing that Harry Potter was one of the Horcruxes because he dies in it and then he comes back after
Yeah.
talking to Dumbledore. And yeah, I just knew it because I guessed as well that the reason why Voldemort was never 100% gone is because he was part of Harry Potter as well, and Harry Potter was still living.
Yeah. But it's stupid of Voldemort. He can't even take over a school, and then he goes, Abracadabra! And then but he kills one of his Horcruxes. It's like, bro,
And when Dumbledore died as well,
that was quite sad.
throughout the whole of the film, I kind of had a feeling that Snape was on the good side, but he was always portrayed as being evil. But then it explains it all at the end, doesn't it?
Well, I thought he heel turn. Originally, I probably would have thought he heel turn, but someone at college was like, I cried. No problem with crying. No, he said people in the cinema cried when Snape died, and I thought, oh, okay, so he clearly can't be completely the bad guy then. So, and yeah, it was quite funny because it felt like the whole film was just that Half-Blood Prince one was just Hermione being angry, and then Ron with that other woman, and then Harry's just pottering around, and then Snape just comes in and says, I am the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
But before that, he obviously says shh to Harry, so you know he's the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
If he was the bad guy, he would have just killed Harry there and then, wouldn't he? So.
And then Dumbledore gets killed. The actor died the other day, didn't he?
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Michael Gambon.
I do wish, though, that Ian McKellen had just played Dumbledore, man. Because he could have easily accepted that role, and then...
He would have been the original all the way through.
He would have been sick, though. He's so daft to some of these actors, because he was just like, well, I don't want to play a wizard again. What's the point of that? And it's like, come on, man. It's not like you
made a fortune off that.
It's not like he would have got typecast. He was such a sick actor that he could have just played Gandalf, which he did. And the thing is, he came back to play Gandalf anyway, so he did play a wizard again. He came back in the Hobbit trilogy. He could have just been in Harry Potter and then like been the iconic wizard actor and then just done what he wanted after that.
Yeah. I think
I'll check them out later, George.
I feel like for the first couple of Harry Potter films, the acting was trash. Like
but they're
only kids. Yeah, I get it, but it literally felt like a school play. But then
the story was good, though. The story
was good.
That's probably what helped, and the adults did good acting in it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Dursleys were quite funny, like the fat bloke, the Dursley dad. He's just such an arrogant mentalist. He's quite entertaining.
And I liked how Malfoy's family at the end, they just end up walking away.
They never pay for their bloody crimes, bastards. But yet Malfoy's allowed to bring his kids back to Hogwarts all those years later after he committed all
that
those
little
crimes.
clip at the end where they're all getting on the train.
That was really cool. But there was some other shit I was going to say about the bloody movies. In the first one as well. You know, the woman from My Family, she was like, I can't believe that Daniel Radcliffe's getting all this money. He's only a kid. I'm a grown adult. I'm famous. I deserve all the... I'm only getting 57,000. He's getting 100,000. And that's why she got sacked.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, like, you're literally having to go at some kid about some kid, and it's like, the reason he's getting the most money is because he's the main bloody character.
I was going to say, he's literally the main character.
It's like bloody Paulie from Goodfellas getting pissed off that Robert De Niro is getting the most money. You know, it's just like, it's just egos, isn't it? It's just egos destroying their careers. Thing is, she could have made loads more if she just been humble and stayed pushed, but instead she had to throw a bloody temper tantrum, didn't she? Silly twat.
I've seen I had a look how much they all made, and it was some fucking stupid numbers for the whole series, like the whole film.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I think Daniel Radcliffe made £90 million off it.
Ooh, bloody hell!
It's mad. I think Ron and Hermione made close to that as well.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's iconic, and it's like one of the biggest films of all time. Even the books.
Yeah, for sure. I know. What was I going to say now? I know. Radcliffe and Emma Watson, they both acted in stuff. I know Radcliffe don't want to do any big franchise stuff anymore, which I think is a little bit of a shooting yourself in the foot, cutting off franchise stuff completely. But you know, if he wants to be in artsy films, fair enough. Ron Weasley though, he's basically done nothing since. He has his own thing.
I heard that he got an ice cream van, and he was doing that.
What are you on about?
Bruv, look it up. He got an ice cream van, and he was basically an ice cream man for a little bit.
I'm going to look at Rupert Grint, ice cream man.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure it was free ice creams.
Bloody hell, he still looks the same in this ice cream picture.
But I suppose if you're making £90 million, you don't necessarily need to do anything.
You can do whatever the bloody hell you want, I guess.
And they're probably still making royalties off it to this day.
Yeah, it says he was giving free 99s to children in his local area. That's all it says.
Yeah. Free Mr. Whippies.
Oh, wait, he said he was doing it while he was filming the Harry Potter films. What a lad. That's pretty legendary.
No way.
I'll get it up. Fair play to lad. That's really generous because all these actors talk about give all your money to charity and all this crap. But he's actually doing something charitable. He's not telling you how to live your life.
Walking encounter. For the first time, he took the vehicle for a spin. Her first ambition was to become an ice cream man.
Fair play to the lad, isn't it? Oh, that's it. Yeah, fair enough to the lad. I mean, at the end of the day, though. No, sorry, I'm a bit tired now. I can't even remember what the hell I was going to say. George just put some comments in there. What do you think about the new Harry Potter TV show? I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it.
The moaning woman is playing Beat the Meep in the Doctor Who 60TG. I don't even know what to say, George. I don't know what you're going on about. Ice cream from a ginger man in a van sounds very sus. There you go.
Look at it.
I mean, I think it's just fair play and good for him to do that. But talking of celebrities and charity, what do you think of Mr. Beast? What's your honest take on the bloke and his content?
I like Mr. Beast.
Legend, same here, man.
I like his videos as well. I think they're entertaining.
Yeah.
I know that he gets a lot of stick, but business is business.
The thing is, the people who don't like him, because I know there's some people who just like oh well, he's profiting off of people's sadness and stuff like. Well, he's making money off of giving to people who have less and helping people with deafness or blindness, you know. And I'm thinking, well, if he didn't make all this money off the videos, then he wouldn't be able to be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't be doing it in the first place.
Yeah. So what? Money doesn't grow on trees. What do these people want? This dude's literally giving so much money to people. These people who criticise him, I just like to see what they've done for charity and what they've done for people. And
if they was in his position with all this money, would they do the same?
I think I mean, I can't believe the dude's only like 25.
I know,
such
it's crazy.
Screwed on head. Such a screwed on head, man. Very, very smart bloke. Legend of the game. But yeah, most people and he had loads of money when he was 23 as well, and 22. He was probably minted at like age 21, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much as he is now, but a fair bit. And I feel like if most people were 21 with all that money, they'd just go ballistic and go absolutely mad.
Splash it. On cocaine and strippers.
Exactly. They'd just go absolutely bonkers. Cocaine, hookers, sports cars.
Basically, the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, except they wouldn't be making the money back. They'd be
just splashing it all away.
Why does it say you may like feet? What are you going on?
It was on the advert on the website.
Oh yeah. I don't know why it says that, George. These websites come up with random adverts, pal.
Foot fetish.
Yeah. But yeah, I was going to mention a couple more things. I'm just going to get a few more questions up. So you know I mentioned it before, but like when you sort of packed in the YouTube jazz for a while, what specific moment were you just sort of like, what specifically went wrong in what moment to make you be like, I'm going to have all this time off and just rest for a while?
I think it was when I stopped was the exact same time that I moved back. So there was a lot of life changes going on. So then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm back home. I haven't seen my friends or family in almost 2 years. I'm just going to go and enjoy myself for a bit and just relax a little bit. It then got to a point where it was, like I said, I was doing the eBay reselling, but I kind of was taking the piss a bit and relaxing a bit too much. So, yeah, after so long, I slowly started to try and do other things. And then we're here today, back again, wanting to do this again. Pretty much.
I was going to say, if you do ever feel like how you felt before, though, man, I mean, with how other reaction videos have done, I wouldn't overexert yourself or anything, but I probably would like not stop uploading, but like cut down. Sorry, there's another bloody bug on my bloody. I hate this. I was going to say, like, if you ever feel like that again, you should more so take a break rather than like quitting it all, because you don't want to like lose all your opportunities and everything. You know, I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm just saying my take and what I think.
That is the only thing that I regretted, is the fact that I was getting a lot of buzz. I was having people make videos about me on YouTube, and like I was being mentioned in podcasts with people that I'd never even spoke to before. So the fact that it was working and then all of a sudden I stopped, that's the only thing I regret. I wish I'd have just slowly carried on doing it instead. But saying that, if it happened again now, touch wood, it doesn't like, but if it did happen again now, I would just cut down how many videos I'm doing and stuff.
Yeah,
I wouldn't exactly completely stop.
If you've ever felt like that, because if you just gave up completely, it's hard to make a comeback 3 times. You know, like how successful you were the first time, and then making the comeback a second time. Most people don't get the second chance. You know, not a lot of people don't have the the luck and the skill. So, like, if it happened a third time, it'd be even harder. I'm not saying it's impossible to come back.
It just would be very hard.
You don't want to put yourself in especially how much you said you don't like the 9 to 5. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you might end up.
That's the only choice.
Who knows? You could always work part-time instead of maybe like 9 till 12.
That is probably something I would do. If I had no choice, I would just do the part-time and then just carry on just doing what I enjoy.
Yeah. Because part-time work's far bloody easier than full-time work by a landslide.
But I mean, at the minute, my RPM on YouTube is pretty high. So it's like I don't even have to be pulling in loads of views for me to be getting like part-time money. Do you know what I mean? So
right, I've got a good question for you then. Would you rather
go on then?
So the rest of your YouTube career, you have to make a channel with Hulk Hogan, who we knew, and every video it's you and him reacting to stuff, and you have to, just basically be with him. Anything you do, any fame stuff, any interview is always
has to be with him.
Yeah, so it's basically like the dynamic duo.
Okay.
So, would you rather do that or just work 9 to 5 for the rest of your life till you retire?
9 to 5 for the rest of my life until I retire.
But you said you'd rather be home.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? I think I would much rather do that, because I'd be fucked if I had to be known as the dynamic duo with him. It just wouldn't go well.
Even if you managed to get a podcast with Billie Eilish, you'd still wouldn't want to be with him.
Oh, but that would be even better, because realistically, who's Billie Eilish going to go for if it was me, us 3 in the room?
I mean, that is true, yeah.
So then I probably would if I had that chance, but I don't know. Probably
I don't blame. I personally would rather. I mean, my friendship with him. Well, I'm not really mates with him anymore. I think he's a cool guy and whatever. I don't have anything against the bloke, but your obviously acquaintanceship with him is a little bit different. It's a bit of an odd one. So I guess if I was in your position, I probably wouldn't want to anyway. But I still wouldn't want to do a channel with someone else and have to be with them on content all the time. It'd be bloody annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just thought, because you said you'd rather be homeless earlier, I thought you might pick the Hogan option.
I think that's just doing too much to me. That would fuck with my mental health if I had to do that.
What about DX1 doing the Wombo dynamic duo YouTube stuff, or 8 till 6 every day? That's
a hard one as well, because I don't like DX1.
No, I thought you were all right, mate. Well,
who are we on about? Oh,
I
thought we was on about somebody else. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'd do that.
Because as long as he doesn't go mad or say anything too controversial, you're pretty much okay.
For some reason, I thought he was on about Problem.
No, when I mean problem, it's you got a problem. That's what I'd
Yeah.
say. Thing is, you got a problem, dude. He does know loads about anime games and stuff like that. But obviously, I feel like if someone had to work with him creatively, it'd probably be a bit like Liam and Noel Gallagher, but like the worst side of him. I think it'd probably be a lot
I
of.
just felt
I
like
want
when
to
we
do
was
this
at college-
creatively and all that jazz.
When we was at college, I just felt like he was a bit arrogant. I don't know. I just didn't get along with him.
Yeah, that too. Obviously, you know, not only that, maybe if you just don't get along with someone in general, it'd be shit to try and start something creative with them.
Yeah, exactly.
But he did make some solid content. I know you're not like, I know the main games you like probably like GTA, Red Dead, and COD and all that. But a lot of the gaming content he did was great. He was a pretty solid YouTuber. But he got rid of all his videos, which is a shame. He just said he was embarrassed by them. But I thought they were solid. I thought they were solid vids.
Has Hulk Hogan still got his channel?
I'd be better. Would you? I mean, it's putting you on the spot, but would you do it with George, the dynamic duo?
I've never met George, so I don't know.
Okay. That you've heard it there first, George. But yeah, you probably would be better than Hogan because the thing is, it's sort of.
Hey, come on, Hogan's got some pretty good videos, especially the song.
Because obviously you didn't have to resit maths and English at college, but in the maths lesson, that was when someone got all rise for we are.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember you saying that.
And I was killing myself. I was like, this isn't real. He didn't make this. He technically didn't. Someone else did the animation for. No, I think he did the flash animation, but someone else sang it for him.
I thought it was him that sang it.
No, it was some. I think he did the chorus, but someone else did the.
Oh, okay. I need to find his channel again, man.
I'll send it to you later. But the thing is, I just don't really like that game that he was doing the song on. No, like I'm a big fan of gaming. I haven't heard anyone ever mention that game before.
Me neither.
Like things like Clash of the Clans, I've heard of, you know, and Boom Beach and stuff like that, and Flappy Bird and Snake Dot and whatever there is. But like that game he was talking about, it was such an. I don't want to say what it is because it will say what his channel is. Actually, I'll say it's basically this game called AO, Alpha Omega. I'd never heard the game before, man.
I remember when he passed his driving test as well, and I remember just thinking, please do not ask me to give me a lift home or anything. I am not getting in your car.
Well, you just say no to a lift back, wouldn't you?
That's what I'm saying. I was like thinking, please don't ask me.
Yeah, but you can. It's just easy to say no. So I'm good, thanks. You know. Just watch for your ALP. You'll get my vibe.
Ow.
George, it's in the middle of a podcast, bro. I appreciate you've done this, but
As if we've been going for nearly 3 hours.
that's some of the ALP highlights. No context. Yeah, George, I'll check it out later, bro. The thing is, as well, George, you need the video to be in the center of the screen, not at the top of the screen. Just as a bit of friendly advice. What the hell's this? Oh, I was just looking at something in the group chat. I get spammed with so much nonsense sometimes, man. A part of me just sort of wish you did stay for the other years of media. It probably best you didn't, but like there was some funny madness, and the people there were a lot more sound. Like obviously the people we had stuff to do at college, it was like madness, it was like drama and bonkersness. But then the 2 years of level 3, the first year was really chill. The second year was like I didn't really enjoy it that much. But the people there were like quite sound as a pound and mature, but there was some weird madness at times. Nothing like the year we had, but yeah, some weird madness.
I remember Hannah saying that we had to do work experience at the end of the first year, and we never actually ended up doing it.
I know it happened every year. But for the 2 years of level 3, this other teacher, he was saying, "Guys, upper management are getting on to me. Upper management, you need to get work experience." And no one ever did.
Yeah, I
So,
remember they were
a waste of time to be having a go at people saying work experience, but then nothing happens.
I enjoyed college the first time more than the second time.
You did music the second time, didn't you?
Yeah, it wasn't as fun as the first time.
You know
I
the
mean,
one teacher, the cokehead teacher in music. He who's a bit famous. He sounded a lot like Severus Snape.
Yeah, he did actually.
And
He was-
someone
Go
told
on.
me whenever he used to leave the disabled toilets, he was going like this all the time.
He was sound. He was.
Uh,
Or did you not like
I'll,
him?
I'll mention after the podcast my sort of minor issues with him, but
Oh.
I don't. He was cool to me, but like I just some of the stuff his band sort of says, and yeah, it just yeah. But I have heard some funny stories about him because this one bloke I knew in music, like I didn't do music obviously, but he was doing music course. He said we were at the bottom of the stairs and we were about to play some songs, but the art students were upstairs, and we said to X teacher, "What should we do?" And he just went, "Fuck them," and then walked off. But
Yeah,
apparently, I think he got sacked anyway because he was shit. So they all said he was a shit teacher, but a funny, memey guy.
he was a bit slow.
Yeah, it's because of all the cocaine, man. That's the problem.
Living that rock star life.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people I know who, thankfully, I'm not mates with any cokeheads, but there's some people I know who say, "Oh, I just smoke weed every day and stuff." And I tell them, man, it's going to turn your brain to mush. Stop doing it. It's no good for you. If you want to do it once in a while, fair enough. But if you're doing it every day, it's going to turn your brain to mush. It's like having a beer every day. It's going to eventually turn your
Fuck
brain.
you up.
Not as,
Literally.
not as mushy as probably weed, but eventually, if you do it for long enough, it will turn your brain to mush every
Yeah,
day.
well, I don't know how people can do it all day, every day. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's
I hate the smell of it as well.
booze or weed or both.
Weed.
Oh yeah. I feel like if you have like half a pint of something every day, like half a pint of something light, it probably won't do too much damage. But if you have like the strongest ale every day, that's going to do some damage eventually.
Everything
But yeah,
has to be,
I feel like something's missing when people need to do weed every day or drink a load every day. You know, it's
not even like that good. Have you never tried it?
Oh, I'm not interested in having weed now.
That's what I mean. Like, it's nothing. I don't understand what the rave is about it. I've tried it once and I thought, this is shit. It's like, it's not. I don't do it. And also, I just can't be asked to. Even if I wanted to do it, I couldn't be asked to have to phone up my dealer every day. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's such a ball ache, and meeting them somewhere and risking getting a slap on the wrist by the police or.
So I mean, I can't bother to that.
I think, but yeah, it's like with people. There are some people there. I think not with weed because that'd turn your brain to mush eventually. But there's some people who get absolutely smashed every weekend, like old people who I know, not in my family, but like one of my mates' families, and they're like got to retire fairly young compared to other people because of the job they did, and they get pissed so much. And I just think like, fair enough, you do what you want to do when you're like in your 60s and stuff. But at the end of the day, I just feel like if you got to get absolutely smashed to another level, then I feel like something's missing.
To enjoy yourself as well.
Yeah, even if I personally think with those people, it is mostly the feeling, but I feel like some minor might be missing if you need to get that pissed that often.
You
know,
with me, I can go to parties and stuff and not drink and still have a good time. I don't rely on drink to enjoy myself. But to be fair, I barely drink. It's probably worse the fact that if I was to drink, it would be binge drinking, really, because I don't do it on a regular, which obviously binge drinking isn't good. But the last time I drank properly and got smashed was last Halloween.
Oh, okay. What drinks was you having?
Sambuca shots,
Bloody hell.
Ciders, vodka shots, Jägermeister, all, strong shit.
Or just spirits.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't you like any ciders or ales?
I like ciders.
What was your favourite cider?
I like pretty much any Copperberg flavours. Any
can't beat that.
Recorder League. I like Strongbow Dark Fruits. Bulmers. There's a lot of them. I don't like standard ciders where there's
Do you like Old Malt or?
Yeah, Old Malt cider as well. Yeah, I like that. I just don't like standard cider that has no actual like fruit flavour to it.
Yeah, the shittest one I've had is Thatcher's Dark Fruit and Thatcher's Rose. Those two were bloody awful.
I've never tried Thatcher's.
There was the best cider I've had though is Mortimer's Orchard on draft. Absolutely brilliant. Great cider, man.
I'll have to look out for that.
I don't know how many places do it on draft, but there's I'll have to, if you are up for going to the pub one of the days, I'll have to show you the place that does it, man, because it's a cider you can't miss.
We could also once I get the podcast started and we do the podcast in Birmingham, we can then go out to a pub there. Well, I don't really like going out to Birmingham. It's a shithole on a night. It's so dangerous. I don't even bother.
Might as well get an Uber to somewhere else then maybe. If you're absolutely balling, you'd be fine for an Uber, but I'd still pay half anyway. I don't want to, I wouldn't want to mooch off anyone.
When I was freshly turned 18, I used to drink at some pub by mine, which was quite good, but I don't know what it's like now.
GC says he vouches for the Mortimer's Orchard. So, yeah, I guess with dangerous cities, I guess the main key is to just take Ubers everywhere. That's what it says online for your safety and stuff. Don't carry too much cash. Take Ubers everywhere.
Yeah, this is why I don't really go out drinking, because it's just such a ball ache. I've heard stories of my cousin telling me that he used to go out clubbing, and every time he'd go out, there'd be somebody trying to start. Like, there's no point. Young men, when they go clubbing, see to get like as if it's a competition where they've got to look better than other people, and now do things, and you're just like, bruv, we're all here just trying to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, I'm not fussed about clubbing myself. With some of the squad, I did originally say, if we go on a Beano here or wherever, we should go clubbing, but they all said no, and I had a good think about it, and I thought, you know what, I'm not bothered, man. I love going to bars, pubs, and restaurants, man, or lounges and stuff. That's what I like. If it ain't broke, don't break it. I mean, exactly. if it ain't broke,
don't fix it. Yeah. But no, I agree. I'll go to a bar, 100%. I don't mind, but clubbing's just not for me.
Mm-hmm. But if people want to do it, like, fair play to them. But it's just there's so many people I know who go clubbing, and they're all like, "Oh, I'm broke after 2 weekends because and the drinks are too much," and it's like, damn, But each their own.
Pretty much.
Yes, we have GC.
What was the record to
get to? It was the one with 2 hours 45, wasn't it?
The one we did.
Yeah, I will double check because I'm not sure if a Christmas special did very well as well. But I will quickly double check.
We're doing another charity live stream soon.
I'll see what. On the last time it was Ukraine. What charity is it for now?
I haven't decided yet, but I don't know if I want to do something to do with, I don't know, like either cancer or dementia or stuff like that. But I don't know if I'm going to do it for 24 hours again. I think it might just be 12 this time.
Yeah. I mean, I like to try and join that one like I did last time. If you do like a 12-hour one, because with my work shifts, I could join at the start and be like, "What's a good way?" and just whatever, and then
join that.
Because obviously cancer and dementia, both those issues affect a lot of people. So those would be brilliant causes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, George, the thing is, because originally, obviously, most of the squad unfortunately couldn't come to Cheltenham when me and 2 others went. But yeah, we didn't bother going clubbing. The thing is, the pubs and bars we went to, they were very lit anyway. There was this flight club in Cheltenham. It was like the most lit place I'd ever been in. It was absolutely sick. You couldn't hear yourself talking there. It was hilarious.
No way.
But there was all sorts of pubs and bars in Cheltenham, like. There was this place that was just really chilled out and you could hear yourself talk, and there was just a music band setting up their shit, and then obviously flight clubs really lit, and then there was the mini golf place which had some good drinks in there. That was pretty cool. I've checked. Oh, cool. Thank you very much, George. And yeah, people do get drugged in with clubbing and stuff. But obviously with clubbing and stuff and shit like that in general, I feel like certain places are safer to go than others, like there's some people. When I worked at this one place ages ago, I said, this place, I said these places are bad. And they said, well, why are you saying that for? And I said, well, there's a lot of crime there, and then they're like, well, so is every other built up area. And I didn't want to escalate anything because the person's my supervisor, but afterwards I thought, well, there's a big difference between like Bern in Switzerland and Los Angeles in California in safety.
Mm-hmm.
The main city in Iceland, Reykjavik, whatever it's called, that's far safer than like Birmingham or London or Manchester. So it's not like every built-up place is instantly going to be bad. I think that's just a nonsense excuse, and these people just don't want to address the problems with crime and stuff and being more harsh on crime.
No, I agree.
You're welcome. Not for the gin charity. Yeah, you know what? We might as well just give all the money to you, George.
It seems like it might help.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah,
3 hours, man.
Oh yeah, sick. On mine, it still says 2 hours 57, but it I think it doesn't start counting the minutes until like 2 or 3 minutes in. So actually, I'll just double check if we have beat the 3 hours now. Let's have a look. Actually, I'll just double check if we have beat. Yes, we beat it. Get in there. 3 hours.
It's very hard to
Gosh, yeah.
have a conversation for 3 hours as well. So props to us.
Yeah, 100%, man. I know the JRE does this on the regular, but like
He
people
has
don't remember.
interesting people on the podcast though, so it's
Yeah, and he's never really spoke to them before. Well, me and you have been mates for years, and we've done like 6 other pods together that have all been over 2 hours mostly. So
we always seem to do good podcasts as well. Like it's always flowing.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, what's mad as well, we don't like have like all the same interests and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I love the UFC, you like the modern music. I'm not really into the modern music, but we still find a way to like keep the ball bouncing. While there's other people I know I've had on who have some of my interests in film and TV, and they couldn't sit there talking for 3 hours about random cool shit. Nothing wrong with that. It's just like, you know, some people can just keep bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and some people can't. It's just 3 hours, boy. The money would go to best. Oh, there you go then. Brilliant cause. But nonetheless, though, I guess this would be a good time to say I am thankful for any guest that has come on, anyone who's given up their time to hop on. Getting guests on in general is a lot of hassle for a podcast host, you know. There's some people in the past, like, you wouldn't believe how many YouTubers I've messaged and stuff, and you've got no response, or they're farting me around and stuff. And I just wish they'd just say no if they didn't want to do it, you know, rather than waste my time. But I guess that's how it is with a lot of creative things that people do and try and pursue and stuff. And with pods, I do get being nervous and stuff, because George actually got offered. These Doctor Who people messaged him saying, do you and your host of the podcast want to come on our podcast? And I said, send me the episodes, and there'd been no episodes. So I said, I'm not going on this, George. This is dodgy. George went on, and basically the bloke just was really sarky and twatty to him for like 2 hours. I would have just said fuck off and left. I don't care if it's live. I'm not bothered. If someone's being a twat to me, I'm just going to leave. Exactly. It was just a bunch of silly SJW nonsense. He was just trying to wind George up. Very lame.
I enjoy doing the podcast though. They're interesting.
Yeah, they are for sure. And I mean, but I was going to say, all that dude did really was just ruin a podcast for himself and waste his own time, really, by being a dickhead to George.
But there's people like that, I suppose.
Yeah, who just really troll and waste time and all that jazz.
Was it a big channel, or was it just like a small channel?
Very small, very small. I think he tried to accuse one of his mates who was a teacher. He was like, and he's a nonce. You chat to your students. And then the bloke just got annoyed and left. So it was just him and George. George, if you're still watching, you should have left that and told the bloke to fuck off. He was such an idiot, that bloke.
I can't believe your mates watched the majority of the podcast as well.
Oh, George, yeah. Legendary stuff, to be fair. And he's got to get up at like bloody fucking hell, 5. Isn't it like 6 in the morning you got to be up, George? I really should have, yeah. Damn, I really respect that sort of... like, I'd never be staying up watching someone. I got to be up early the next day, so much respect to you, sir. Well, I think 3 hours done. We might as well wrap it up there. Check out
Well,
MollyBoyTV.
Thank you for inviting me to be on here again.
No worries at all, man. Maybe next time we can aim for 3 hours 30. I don't know. See if we can.
Hopefully, it'd be good if we could do like a midday one. If you had a day off work.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah, like try and do it from like 12 till 4 or something.
Yeah. Try and get it as long as we can.
I just want to mention one last thing. If my James the Coltrane channel does well, I probably will try and do a 12-hour charity stream on there for most probably cancer or like, well, yeah, most probably cancer, to be honest. Like,
You should, man. They're quite fun.
And I'd probably just like send links to like you, George, other people to join, and I'd probably just be reacting to videos or doing tier lists and stuff, and have a PayPal link to donate to the PayPal. Then I'll give it to charity or.
Yeah, that's all I did on my one. I just reacted to videos, played games, and then at the end of the stream, obviously I slept on the stream as well. But at the end, when I woke up, all the money that was donated, all the money that was sent in, I donated it on stream.
Sick. Do you need to? How do you sort of prove you donated? Do you just like show them the transaction, like a small screenshot? Or
I put the whole screen up of me doing it.
Isn't that dangerous for your details though?
Yeah, I turned it off when I was putting the details in, and then when it said thank you for donating, I put it back on, and it said the amount that was donated and like a thank you message.
Thing is, I'll just be too worried about my details getting. Thing is, I'd never fraud the money anyway. I never would do that in a million billion years. Do people get pissed if you don't prove that you've done it, or?
Nah, I don't know, because
surely I'll get a thank you message from like the research people.
Yeah, you get a thank you from it, and then there's your proof that you've done it.
Yeah.
Even if you wasn't to do it on stream, if you was to end the stream, but like I'm going to upload a separate video now and show you guys that I'm actually doing it.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Then you'd be all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll just show the thank you message just because I don't know, I'm just anxious about my details. I know it seems a bit sus, but I just get anxious about that sort of thing, you know. Thing is, I know I've donated it, so that's the most important thing, and the thank you message would be
exactly there. As long as you've got that proof, it doesn't matter what people believe, you know it's done.
Yeah, exactly. I know I've done it. If they don't want to believe me, don't donate again, you know.
Exactly.
But thing is, being a religious man, I know that would catch up to me if I did fraud anything. And with some personal,
how I am as well, man. I don't risk anything because of karma.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one day if it just catches up to you.
And another thing is as well, like with personal stuff I've had to deal with, I'd feel sick to the stomach if I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I frauded anything like that.
Exactly.
Oh God, I'd just feel sick, man. It'd be horrible. But obviously, I'd never do that, and I hope 99.999%. Well, I hope 100% of people wouldn't do that, but there's going to be some sleazebags out there.
I was going to say, there's going to be some people that would scam thousands and just disappear off the face of the internet.
Yeah. But yeah, George says he'd join. I'd really appreciate that. I'll probably do it from like 12 till 12, like around December time next year. Hopefully by then I would have got the Lego Star Wars video done, the Red Dead 2, maybe the SpongeBob BFBB. Hopefully that would have gained some traction. But if there isn't much traction, I'd just do it on ALP podcast instead.
That's what I mean, because I said I was going to do another one when I hit 5K, and with how quickly I've got, I think I'm at 4,700 and something now. So I reckon it'll be Christmas time around then that I'll be doing it.
Sick.
So
that'll be a good one. Oh, I don't blame him because he looked daft on that podcast, didn't he? That wherever the bloody hell he was, that geezer. I guess we can wrap up there, as I say. So, thank you for coming on.
Thank you all, people.
George, thank you for sticking around for so much of the podcast, and anyone else who tuned in as well. Yeah, all I got to say.
See you motherfuckers on the next one.
Take care.